Hello? Welcome in, everyone. We nailed it on the first try today. How is everyone doing today? Happy Friday, my wonderful people. Let me see if I can get the overlay page on Twitch fixed. Oh, look! Or Stream Elements. It actually opened. Oh, wait, no, it didn't. None of the goals are right, guys, but we're gonna redo the computer while Samo's home next week. Redo OBS and all Stream Elements and get it updated again. Maybe it'll work better. This is how we're gonna start the stream today. But hope everyone's good. Hi, Amp. Kimmers was first today, guys, and we can say first thing that this stream is actually dedicated to Kimmers Brewery. She saved up enough pots and pans points just watching the stream. Didn't cost her anything monetarily. And she wanted us to make some peach pie. So we are going to make that today with some fresh summer peaches. I am so excited. And to go along with that and use up some more food out of the fridge, we're also gonna make some honey garlic ribs, rice, and corn. But yeah, Kimmers requested just the pie. She said, I think we need some peach pie in our lives. And I said, I think you're right. And if you guys have never been around before, we are pie masters here on stream, just so you know. Welcome in yet it is. Hello, Michael. Baker Vuke, I feel like it's been a long time. Welcome back. Boston Health Department, what's poppin'? Stream Elements, please. That's what I've been saying. So we're gonna redo it all. And that's okay. You have to do that like every couple of years. You should probably even do it every once a year. Run into less problems. How's Cookie doing today? Happy Friday. I can't believe how fast the week went by. Again. The police wants us to make donuts. It's been some crazy days around here, the city, the past 2 days. Yesterday we went out, there was a crazy police pullover with 3 vehicles. This morning we just went to the grocery store and they had like 5 or 6 cruisers pulling over 1 vehicle in the parking lot. It's been crazy here. That's my update of the city. Boston Health Department says you should have everything ready to go before you start the stream so you can make sure there aren't any errors. The thing is, I don't know like what happens on the internet side of things with the browsers and how it talks to everything is some days the page on Stream Elements just will not open. That's it. You just get a white page for what you want to do and that's it. So I don't know what else to say. Gardening you've been doing, trying to keep off your butt a bit more than usual. You gotta enjoy the nice weather outside, right? It doesn't come around that often, so we should make the most of it. And yeah, if you have a garden, best feeling growing your own food in the summertime. Oh my. Okay, let's get into our menu, and there's our recipes, guys. I also tried to find corn on the cob this morning because it's in season right now and it was on sale in the flyer. Go to the store, no corn on the cob to be had. So we did not luck out with that one today. I just got some frozen corn instead. A little bit sad, I will say. But I also didn't feel like driving an extra 15 minutes just to go pay $5 for corn. You know what I'm saying? So I guess choose your own life. Okay, we will have to make a little bit of pie crust today, guys. We got Dust coming in. Dust is rolling in before worky today with us. Thank you very much, dude. Holy smokes. 61 months in a row. We're almost there. How is your week, Dusty? He says, yay, peach pie. I'm so excited for this. We tried a couple of the peaches the other day, and they are phenomenal tasting. And I even bought some more this morning because they were on sale. So last week, I think we bought 5 pounds worth, and they were actually American peaches. We're just getting Canadian peaches now in the stores. So last week we got, I believe it was 5 pounds as well for $13 of, I think, Washington peaches. And then today on sale at the store, we got some local ones for 10 bucks for 5 pounds. And they look so, so good. So we'll use the other ones up first because these aren't quite ripe enough. They usually take a good 4 or 5 days or so on the counter until they're really nice and juicy. Can we get it delivered? What's that? Sorry. You're off today, Dust? Nice. You have anything fun planned, or are you just gonna relax? Had to help a neighbor whose freezer broke, so you had to help transfer several 20-pound whole turkeys. And you're like, it's not even Canadian Thanksgiving. They're getting ready. Hi, caretaker. Oh yeah, it's Friday already. We're already there, back again. Going up to Nashville tomorrow for a huge flea market. Dust is going hunting for treasures. I mean, you are a pirate, so hopefully you find something good. Peaches in your face, chat. Sniff the fuzz. Do you wash it off, Rocco guy, or do you eat the fuzz? And thanks for the follow, Chris Haim. Welcome. Get the corn delivered. I guess, but still you're gonna pay to get it delivered as well. I just said, you know what, I guess that's gonna be the way today goes, and that's okay. You can't always be perfect, but we can try, right? Okay, so what do we want to start with? I would say we'll start by making the pie crust because that always has to sit a little bit of time before we roll it out. And we're just gonna make little individual pies today, guys. This is what we got in the habit of doing these last couple of years because we used to sell pies to like friends and family and stuff like that once upon a time on stream. And we also found that these will bake a little bit quicker too. And they're just perfect portion if you want to give it away as well. Let's say like people bring you over a lot of fruit in the summertime that they had extra and you want to make pies to say thank you. Really awesome to make them this size rather than the massive pie size. Number one, it bakes a little bit quicker, and then number two, it also cools off quicker because it's not as big. So you can even eat it sooner than a large pie. I haven't found any negative options to using a small pie tin other than you have a smaller pie. That is really it. You need multiples, but that's all. They're also really easy to fit in the freezer that way if you have extras. Tabor corn is coming next month. So excited, right? Like, I'm not going to be super picky about corn because I know the good stuff is still coming. Like, the corn cobs in the store right now are super small anyways. So it's okay. Just make the best of it. Okay, so we'll make our pie crust for that. I had a couple left over from, what was our last pie adventure? Strawberry rhubarb, when that was in season, what, in July? So then we had a couple little crusts left over. I just pulled them out of the freezer this morning. So we'll let those temp up. But I do want to make at least 3 of those small pies. Hopefully we'll get to 4. It all depends on the amount of fruit that you have to use that's ripe, right? But that is a good start there. So we'll just make a 1 recipe of the crust. And then that usually has to sit for about 45 minutes or so before you roll it out. Basically like how we make pasta dough as well. It has to rest, all of the gluten will start to relax, and that way it won't elastic back up the edges as you try to roll it out and keep shrinking in your pie shell. So always let your stuff rest. So in that time, I always like to work on the filling and have it ready and done. And basically just prep to the point where we have to roll out the pie crust, put it in the tin, fill it with the fruit, and then right into the oven. So next on the list, we'll write filling. And then I always check on the temp and timing that we bake the pies as well. You could see Sammy eat 25 small pies in 1 sitting. I'm sure if he was paid to do it, he would. Okay, so this recipe is from Sally's Baking Addiction as well for the pies. I use her buttery flaky pie crust recipe all the time. I always just add a little bit of extra flour to it. That's what I find works best for me. But other than that, it is a really perfect crust recipe. And then she also has called this the perfect peach pie recipe. I did see she put cinnamon in the peach filling, but I don't like cinnamon with my peaches. I'd rather save that with apple pie and just let the sweetness and like floral flavor of the peaches come out instead. So she says, from the buttery flaky pie crust to the juicy peach filling, there's no doubt that this will be the best peach pie you'll ever eat. Taste testers and readers have loved this dessert recipe since 2018 because each slice is bursting with peaches that hold their texture. I recommend a little fresh ginger grated in for extra flavor. I might do that option. That would be really yummy. And she says, don't forget the vanilla ice cream, but I think we'll go tomorrow because these pies will have to rest and sit overnight before we try them. We'll go tomorrow in the morning and get a little pint of vanilla ice cream so that we can try our pie together that way. Does that sound good, Samo?
Yeah.
Were you even listening to any of it?
We're going to get vanilla ice cream tomorrow for pies.
Good job. Baker Vuke, we're finally able to find some peaches that weren't hard as a rock. I know, I was laughing at these ones today even because on the box, it says tree ripened. But then I looked at on the label that said when the peaches were packed, it was August 12th. So you can't tell me packing the peaches 11 days ago, they were ripe off of the tree like that. I'm pretty picky about it too, but either way, I'm just happy to get some Canadian peaches in my life. Boston, it's corn. I can tell you all about it. I mean, look at this thing. When I tried it with butter, everything changed. It's corn. It's got the juice. It's corn. I love that little kid. He'll always stay with us for the rest of our life. Okay, opening up the link. She always links in her pie recipes to the homemade crust. So just open it in another tab to reference it. Okay, so after we get our crust and filling done, obviously we will roll out the crust and fill. And then scroll our temp and timing. 425 Fahrenheit, so pretty high temp. And I will also say, if you are just getting into baking pies, always bake your pies with a sheet pan underneath of them, just in case they bake over. And that way you won't be struggling to clean up all of that sticky unburnt mess out of your oven. You can just clean it off of the sheet pan instead. Oh, we're gonna put some lattices, I think, on the top of these pies too. We got really good at it when we made the strawberry rhubarb ones. Okay, so what does she say there? Bake the pie at 425 Fahrenheit for 20 minutes to start. So higher temp to get that crust crisped up and everything heated. But we don't want it to get too dark as it bakes through. So after that 20 minutes, we turn it down to 375 Fahrenheit and finish it the rest of the way. I might have to adjust these timings a bit for our size of pie tin, but I do know that most normal sized pies, guys, will take about an hour or so to bake. I know we didn't completely cut the bake time in half with those smaller tins. They did take a lot longer than we expected last time, but it was still a lot shorter than the full hour. So we might do 20 minutes on each temperature and then adjust from there. Okay, that's a good intro for the pie. I think we got a good idea. Now our ribbies, and then just some simple boiled rice. And then I'll probably just boil the corn. And then we'll make a compound butter with some lemon and fresh herbs from the farmer's market. It would be amazing if you had that on a corn on the cob. If you had like people coming over or something, a potluck. Lemon herb butter on fresh corn. Yes. Okay, this is an Instant Pot recipe too for the ribbies. We got Titan in here with us. How are you doing today, dude? And thank you very much. 47 months in a row. We're almost at 4 years together. We are making our way there. We're just going over the list for the day, Titan. Better late than never, I always say. I'm trying to think if I've cooked ribs before in the pressure cooker. Maybe we've done them once, Sambo? A barbecue style? I can't recall though. I'd have to go back and look in Discord recipes. You're doing okay, Titan? How am I? I'm doing good. We had a good week. It's going so fast. We have some sponsored streams coming up, which we're excited for. We'll let you guys know about that tomorrow when we receive some of the stuff that we need for the sponsored stream. But yeah, things are good. The weather's been awesome. We had a nice relaxing week. Went out to the storage locker yesterday, actually. And number one, cleaned up a little fridge that I want to sell. Get a little extra cash from. And then number two, we had to go get this cookbook for Vanacore for their Cook with Cannabis redemption. So we got that in the house now. We're ready to roll. I said they can either pick their own recipe or ask me to make something, or if they want, we can pick something together out of that book. That is interesting. I didn't know this. Okay, we just learned something new today from Boston. At higher altitudes, the lower air pressure causes leavening agents like baking powder and baking soda to work faster. This can cause baked goods to rise too quickly and then collapse later on. So at high altitudes, baking powder and baking soda may work quicker, but then fall as well. So keep that in mind. That's interesting. You stopped for a bowl of pho and a spring roll? That's a delicious lunch. Was it good? Did it satisfy the craving? Okay, Instant Pot, honey garlic, sticky ribs. I'm gonna get the ribs out too while we're talking about them. They can temp up a little bit. We're gonna do these in the pressure cooker though. Thought that would be an easy one today. And I like to keep trying different meat recipes in the pressure cooker. But these were on sale actually last week now, but they're still good. All vacuum sealed, so it's actually a whole rack. It looks like it's either folded or just cut in half. So we got a rack of ribs each for $9 per person. That's not bad at all. Not bad at all. And yeah, they're side ribs, so they're nice and like fatty too. I think that will help in the pressure cooker to not let the meat dry out too much. It was delish, Titan. Perfect. Can never really go wrong with a bowl of pho. Oh, nice. Okay, we were talking to Sam's parents this morning and he's like told me about this style of ribs that they made, but never in the pressure cooker before. But we asked Marianne, if you've ever seen her in chat, guys, Green Box. Sometimes she pops into Twitch. We asked her for the recipe. Pork ribs, brown sugar, cornstarch, water, soy sauce, honey, and garlic. So we can kind of use this as inspiration for the ingredients, but we're not gonna follow the directions at all. It's Sambo, he's here. Your mom swears by her Instapot, so this definitely sounds like a great recipe to tell her about. It looks like a really good one. There's good reviews on it. So going back to the recipe that I linked, bone-in pork ribs. She used back ribs. Like I said, we got side ribs, and those will always be a little bit more fatty. They also sometimes have like a cartilage sort of end on them, which is why a lot of people don't love that compared to just the back rib full bone. But I find they're more meaty. So the ingredients for pressure cooking only: ribs, broth, and some seasonings. And then there's a glaze that's separate. So honey, soy, you could do lime and lemon, fish sauce, garlic, ginger. I'm gonna do, I think, honey and coconut sugar just to get a little bit more depth of flavor. But for sure, the garlic and ginger is so, so good. So, instructions as always with the ribs, guys. Take the membrane off first. Off the back before, obviously, we cut them all up individual. Because this is getting cooked in the pressure cooker pot, we have to cut them all up first so that we can, like, kind of stack them. Play a little Tetris game to fit the most amount in there. And it might actually cook quicker that way. I don't know. This is a first for me. It looks like Samo is making just some eggs with toast. Looks like, at least. I was assuming that we would pressure cook these ribs for about 45 minutes, so let's see what they say. Slice the ribs into single portions. Stack them into a 6-quart pot. For the amount of broth, they said only half a cup. I might put more, about a cup worth. That way you're safe and it won't evaporate and nothing will burn. Pressure cook. Set it on high pressure for 35 minutes. For ribs that have more of a bite but still come off the bone, go 40 minutes for ribs that are softer. So my 45-minute time, what do you think, Sambo? Perfect? Because that will translate, guys, to an hour and a half of cook time in the oven. Whenever you pressure cook, you're dividing your like roasting time, let's say, in half. And then they also just turn the pot off on the burner and let them rest inside of the pot, pressurized still, but not under heat. That's probably a good idea too. So they say while the ribs are resting, if you want to glaze them, preheat the broiler, and then you'll have your glaze ready to go. Just stack them onto a sheet pan and you're done. It should be a pretty quick thing to make. Okay, membrane, cut, pressure. I'm gonna do the 45 minutes, see how it is, because that's what I already had in my mind. And then while that's going, guys, we'll make the glaze. And then lastly, just our rice and corn, and then the lemon herb butter. Sambo's making breakfast. If you're making me eggs, I would like them like well done, please. But if you're not, then I'm okay. Thanks. Okay, pie crust time, my peoples. Let's get into it. We need a big shallow bowl. Homemade buttery flaky pie crust. We need some tender flake, which we lucked out it was on sale today. Love when that happens, so I actually stocked up. I got an extra pound. Some butter, flour. I always keep my lard in the freezer, guys. Especially when you're gonna make a pie crust. That's how it turns out the best. Come on in.
She says, hold up.
Come on in. It's opened.
Oh shit.
Gotta get some flour. guess my next intro for pie stuff, guys, I'll have to make like a sourdough version of a pie crust. Excuse me, I need to get a bowl. This is my favorite pie crust making bowl, or let's say biscuit bowl. Anything that you need to mix with your hands in a big batch.
That's your bowl.
And I usually weigh out all of these ingredients with a scale just right into the bowl. That's what we're gonna do. And yeah, like I said, I always add just a bit extra flour. So maybe I'll try to remember that amount. Titan Samo tried to eat one of the peaches last night that I was saving for the pie because they're finally all ripe. And I was like, no, you gotta save it for the pie. So then I had to make sure I got more peaches this morning. Everyone loves peaches. Okay, first things first, we'll measure the flour into here. Put our salt. And then we'll work on measuring out our fats. You do the same. Maybe he still snuck one, I don't know. Oh no, what he did? He went for the emergency jar of canned peaches is what happened. And I said, see, that's why we have them. Good morning, White Dove. How are you doing? Okay, we need 315 grams. I might just go a straight 400 grams of flour for our one pie crust. See how that does. You could always add a little bit more liquid. You're not showing it at all. There you go.
This one's on?
You weren't showing it.
This one's on?
Yeah? What does he think he's showing you guys? Oh, in that one.
Yeah.
Okay. That's what he made. When I was in the store this morning, he said, can you please pick up a loaf of bread? I picked such a good one. What was it? Sunflower and what? Sunflower and pumpkin seed sourdough bread. Peaches are probably your favorite fruit. I'm really obsessed with them. But yeah, they're not cheap, right? Peaches, cherries, all of the good things are not cheap anymore. Like okay, let's talk about this. I've been wanting to get peanut butter for a while. I've been having a craving. This is our salt, guys, by the way, just a couple pinches. Go to the store, try to buy just a thing of peanut butter and jam to go with the bread. It would have been $20 for PB&J. So I put everything back and said, I guess I'll just buy it in bulk instead. So at least you get more that way. You buy fresh peaches and freeze them. That's a good idea too, right? Because near the end of the season, as it's getting riper and riper, they're gonna start to put them on sale. So that's always a good time to buy them. Or they'll have sales during like canning season time. You get like a case lot for X amount of price. Okay, we'll do what? Our butter first. It was so crazy what it is. Can't even have PB&J as a poverty food anymore. It's not even cheap eating. So we're using unsalted butter for this. 85 grams. Let's guess. $124. That was way off. Boom. 86, guys. We'll be okay. I don't know if I've ever made a single recipe of this pie crust before. It feels funny. I usually make like a triple batch, I think. 20 pies worth. You'd buy some peach trees, but the deer would destroy them like they do your apple and pears. They just go on their hind legs, pick all the fruits off. What, you can't like put nets on them to deter it? Alright, next one. Oh, because they'll eat all the foliage as well, so it doesn't even matter if you cover the fruit. Dang. Last bit of this amount, let's see. So we need for the shortening 130 grams versus the butter was only 85. So double what I just put on there. Okay. It'll be nice when the pears on your pear tree ripen. Yes, I remember you saying last week, right? There's so many. Yum. And so guys, tender flake is an animal-based fat. Whereas if you wanted to keep this vegetarian, I guess you could use Crisco instead, which is a vegetable shortening. Whereas this is lard. 130.
If you want to make really, really good French fries,
150.
use a bunch of tender flake.
Just put tender flake in a fryer. You can do that. Whoa. Okay, that was 136. That's good enough. And we'll now cut little butter nubs of everything to mix into the flour and salt now. And then the last ingredient is gonna just be some very cold water. Most recipes will always say ice cold, but not everyone has an ice maker. So just get it as cold as possible. You left Crisco in the 80s, you're never going back. Me neither. Yeah, my grandpa's recipes all had tender flake in them too. And I think there's obviously a reason for it, hey? What's that, Samo?
Do you know like our oil containers that we always got our oil in?
Yeah?
That size container or that size block of shortening would come for us.
Whoa.
Or lard. When I was in the military.
Yeah. So you just put a block of fat in the fryer and then eventually it melts into oil.
Exactly.
Amazing. Titan, you love it there with all the wildlife, but they definitely tear up the gardens and stuff. That reminds me so of the island. Oh man, people would get so mad about the deer eating their flowers in the gardens. The fences people would build to keep them out.
Oh, let the deer eat my tulips.
Tasty bits. I will say though, guys, I don't know about where you are, but it's getting cooler with the weather. I know like it's still summertime, but I'm into this cool weather. It's feeling good.
My favorite about the deer though, when they would eat all your scraps for you.
Yeah, that was the best part of having the deer Titan, is whenever I would do a garden harvest and like pick off all the leaves and stuff that I didn't want off, like what beets and Swiss chard and all that sort of stuff, I would just throw it over the fence to the deer path that they had. and it would get cleaned up, no problem. Free composting. You've been in a 2-week, almost 3-week slump of overcast, rainy weather? Dang. Yesterday was weird feeling outside here. Just like gray, but it didn't rain or do anything. Just super overcast and like eerie. I guess from the smoke though, hanging in the air. Just makes that weird looking haze. Okay, so now we're gonna work in the fats to the flour. First, I always just kind of fluff this up and get it all coated with the flour so that it doesn't stick to your hands. Stream Elements, they got 'em. Thanks for doing your services. Pacific Northwest, yeah, Baker View, we always called it Fogust. There, at the end of the season, you know, it starts to cool off, and then every day around 4 p.m., the fog will roll in off the ocean, cool everything down. The best feeling driving home from work. Roll down the windows and the fog just flows into your car. It's free air conditioning, we always said. Yeah, it's time. Hey, yet it is. We're ready for spooky season. Back to the sweaters and cardigans. I was gonna say, I pulled out my like joggers again this week for the mornings as we've been out and about. Feels nice. I love being cozy like that instead of just shorts all the time. Okay, we're almost done flaking here. Some of the lard pieces are a bit hard from the freezer. Take a bit to work that in. But better to have it cold than too warm. And then it starts to melt and it will make like a gluey sort of hard pie crust. That's not what we want. What's Sambo up to over there? Guys, what's Sambo doing? I think he's doing the ribs, guys. He's gonna take the membrane off. He says we gotta keep things rolling, so we got these timings on lock today. Good thing I'm a pie master, though. Get this done pretty quick. Thanks again to Kimmers for requesting this, guys. She's playing the new release of WoW today, so she's busy. I said, please enjoy your games. Mish, how's the job hunting going? I think pretty good. He says it's okay, is the report that I just got from behind me. So I guess we can say it's not bad, but we haven't got any responses yet. And also, hi. You causing me stress this morning, but somehow I still love you. Okay, just gonna rinse my hands. And now we need some cold water. It says 120 milliliters. And we'll first mix it in with the spatula and then get back in there.
She did nothing!
She's innocent, I swear. I mean, when I have to call the cops, that's when you know. You took the membrane off?
First one, yeah.
Okay. It looks like it's still on there. Okay.
Good layer of fat, though.
Okay, guys, run in the cold water as I go get the measuring cup for us. There's a good layer of fat, you said?
Yep.
Nice. 120 milliliters.
This one's not so much fat.
Ah. that's about there, yeah. And then I usually just add this a little at a time, guys. Don't add it all at the start.
Cartilage section.
That's the chewy section. I don't know if they saw any of that, but thank you. Titan believes me. About calling the cops. You guys will have to go check it out for yourself. We're cutting this in now. Let's see. We're cutting the fat into the flour and distributing the moisture. So we don't want to overwork the gluten when we make a pie crust like this. That's how you get really rock hard pie doughs. I always describe it as the moment when you're trying to cut your first piece into your pie. Your slice is on your plate, ready to eat. You go in with your fork, try to get the first bite, cut through the crust. The half of the piece of the pie goes flying off the plate onto the table. And you're like, what is going on right now? It like explodes. That's what we're not gonna do. You're getting the CIA on her? Holy. Do cops even exist in Denmark? That's the question. It's just little hedgehogs running around everywhere. Thank God I just said that before the rain. They brought snacks. Woohoo! And we got snacks too. We got 2 people working in the kitchen. Hi guys. Welcome. Hi, this is Sam. I'm Kate. That's my husband. What are you doing? What's wrong?
What's this piece called again?
That's called cartilage in a rib. So we're making pies today. That's what I have. What?
You gotta work first.
And then he's working on our ribs behind the scenes. Because I had my hands dirty in the crust, but you caught me at a good time. So welcome.
Cartilage piece, bone piece.
So these are from side ribs as we're cutting them into individual pieces. And some of the side ribs will have cartilage, some will just have bone. So we just wanted to show the difference if no one's ever seen that before. Thanks for the raid. I hope you're having a wonderful Friday. And we can say a fellow Canadian too, right? I love that. Recipe Reborn. You made peach and blueberry crisp today? 'Tis the season, hey? Of like fruit pies or crisps. You can mix the blueberries with the peaches even and it'll still be good. Oh man, the options are like endless, hey? So actually one of my community members requested me with the Twitch channel points. We call them pots and pans points here. So if you save at 50,000, you can ask me to make something live for you on stream. So Kimmer's Brewery asked us to make a peach pie today. So that's what we're gonna do. And then we always need a little bit of lunch too. So we're gonna make some pressure cooker, or if you guys have an Instant Pot, 'cause I know a lot of people have that. Some easy honey garlic ribbies with just some rice and corn. Thanks for all the follows, guys. If you've never been here before, this is the first stream of the week. I always stream Friday, Saturday, and Sunday on Twitch. Usually cooking for the most part, but sometimes it is playing Legos or playing Disney Dreamlight I also like. But typically it's cooking. Or sometimes we also do IRL streams. Let's say tomorrow we are going out to Canada's largest outdoor farmers market called St. Albert Farmers Market. That's the place that I grew up for 23 years. So yeah, if you want to come out and about with us, we also do that too. So many fun things. Nice, Sambo. Okay, So you got the membrane off the back of those ribs and you cut them all up individual. Let's get this crust done and resting so that we can keep going.
Nice salt levels.
We love our oot and a boot, as our Canadians go. What about salt levels?
And the pie crust.
Oh, he tried the pie dough. Okay, we're at this stage.
I
Also,
ate the
just want
pie
to post this for you guys. I don't think I saw it. Sorry for the timeout. I'm not sure why that happened, but I hope they're okay. Always nice to go to a farmer's market, isn't it? And right now, I find, especially like we're in Canada, North America, this is the season where you get the most amount of variety for both fruits and vegetables from the market, so you can really stock up. And because everything's in season, it's cheaper to buy that stuff too, straight from the farmer. Always a good feeling, right? Thanks for the follows, my friends. All right, so check out the recipes. I just finished mixing in 120 mils of cold water here, and now we're gonna switch to just bringing this crust together the rest of the way. This is a buttery, flaky pie crust, she calls it, from Sally's Baking Addiction. One of my favorite dessert recipe sites. I always find that her recipes work out. There's never anything weird that happens to them. And one thing about this recipe is there's both butter and lard in it. So really, really flaky. It almost comes out like puff pastry sometimes when I make it. It's pretty amazing. And yeah, one important thing about making pie crust is just not overworking the gluten too much in the dough. So the less that we actually knead it together and stretch those gluten strands, the better. So now I'll just kind of roll this and press it around to get any of these extra dry bits hanging, and then I'll show you how I usually divvy it up. See how I'm rolling it into a log as well to start? That's a good idea right there. So then from here, just kind of tuck in the edges because you can see they're a bit scraggly. And you can give it like a little smash on the board as you do this. Nice. Then I'm gonna roll it thinner. Also want to show you, can you see like the lard little flecks peeking through the flour? Go a little bit more. And I forgot to also say, guys, for those of you just coming in, where's my little baby tins? We make individual pies here. So I go with, I think this is 4 inches tin, anywhere from 4 to 6 inch sized pie tins. They bake quicker. They're easier to work with in my mind. You can freeze them really easy that way. It doesn't take up a lot of space.
Oh, we got a new pie tin.
And then what's the other one? They're easy to give away to people. We got new pie tins. We stocked up on those a while ago. A magnificent loaf, thank you. So then I kind of size my dough, let's say loaf, thanks Rocco, got it, to the size of the tin. So if we were just gonna make one big pie today, we could make our rounds for the pies way larger, right? But since we're making individuals, I said I want at least 3 of those, hopefully 4, or even 5 or 6. I'm okay with that. We're just gonna cut our little medallions, and then I always just individually wrap these right away. That way, if there's any extra crust that you don't have to use, you can just put it in the freezer. It's already wrapped airtight.
You have pie crust ready for pecan pie anytime.
Yeah, I was gonna say, it's never a bad thing to have pie dough sitting in the freezer, especially during this season. I mean, you could even make a meat pie too, right? So I know that we kind of squinched these just now. I'm just gonna form it back into a round. But remember, we're not folding this or doing anything. We're just pressing it. Not overworking the gluten. And then you could also see in these layers as we cut, the layers of the fat. Which, when we go to bake this, the reason why we create this is that fat also releases like steam when it gets heated up. So that steam is what creates the flakes in the crust. So if you mix in your fat really well throughout all the flour, you're not gonna get those little pockets like how we see here, and it will be more of a dense style crust. Okay, so now I just usually move all of these over, bring in a roll of plastic wrap, and clean this up a bit too, and wrap them up, and then they'll rest for the next 45 minutes or so. Titan, now that you saw me with the peaches, you're gonna have to go get some. The ones here were so expensive at the market last week. It was $15 for, I think it was only 2 pounds. And I got 5 pounds for $10 today. Bethy Lou 98, thanks for the follow. Welcome on in. And yeah, I just try to cut really small pieces of plastic for this just so we don't waste. We're about that. You got 3 pounds for $5, Recipe Reborn? What store was that, if you don't mind me asking? I thought she was in BC. What's with all the peeps trying to sell us viewers? I don't know, Cookie. Maybe part of like it being kind of busy on Twitch with TwitchCon coming up in September and stuff. I'm not sure. Oh, at Walmart. Okay. Because I will often like check a lot of the flyers of the stores before I just go miscellaneous shopping, right? I'll have to check the Walmart here. Thank you for that info. Okay, we got 4 crusts so far. Bonk. Bonk says, visit my website. I'll sell you views. Now this is what we're looking for, Bonk. Thank you. Also, hi. Happy Friday. How did you sneak a Friday off? I'm in. Couple more to wrap. This one's really big compared to the other ones. You took a half day? Oh, I love that. How good of a feeling is that then? You're free now? Been by yourself at work for 2 weeks? Dude, why do they do that to the office people? I don't get it. Hey, I'm just glad that you're here. Okay. Wrapping completed. You can get a peck of peaches, that's what they call them. 12 pounds for $20? I'm coming over. Get the gate open, I'm coming over. We got the stacks. Okay, now into the fridge. 1 pound of peaches Mish can get, which, do they even grow peaches in Denmark? For $2 Canadian a pound? So why are the Canadians paying more than everyone else? We got questions. Okay, just gonna do a little wash up. You can see some oil slicks on the board here. Get some soapy water. I'll set a timer for resting our pie crust. I set about 45 minutes to an hour. And then we'll work on some other stuff while we're waiting. Definitely we'll get the filling for the pie done, and then hopefully we'll even be able to get into the ribs and start those going on the side in the pressure pot. We're paying for the free healthcare, I guess. Wait, the property is still for sale, Titan? After all of these years? So someone that lives in the States needs to buy it, and then we'll turn it into the most amazing property ever altogether. Remote key fob for the gate, not the fob tag. Oh, like you don't even have a clicker, Bonk, you're saying? Like a garage door opener? Okay, pie crust, one recipe. 45 minutes on the clock. Into the filling. Time to get peachy. Some Canadians should buy it. I don't even know where to start. I don't even know where to start buying property in Canada. Never mind buying it in the States. What was I reading this week? I sent it to Samo. These people that I follow, they live in Sweden. They like cap their healthcare amount. So in Sweden, you pay up to X amount of dollars for your healthcare. And then once you hit that dollar amount for the year, after that, they give you a card that says you basically can get your healthcare for free for the rest of the year because you already hit the limit. I said, what? That's crazy. The things that we don't know. Okay, perfect peach pie from Sally's Baking Addiction. The crust, we prepared it. Prep the peaches. Peel the peaches. Peel the peaches, cut into 1-inch chunks. You need about 8 cups of peach chunks for a big pie. We'll just follow that. We'll see what we end up with the small pies. For the 8 cups of peaches, you get about a cup of peach fruit per one, let's say. So a good way to kind of calculate that, let's say. So 1 peach equals 1 cup of fruit. And even she says you can peel and cut the fruit 1 to 2 days ahead of time. Just cover and keep in the fridge until you're ready to mix it with the sugar and everything. You got something like that too, Mish, for medicine? So after the first like 7,000 you guys pay, it will be free. Cool. It's about 150 US. That's the limit in Sweden. Wowie wow. That's so interesting, guys. Thank you for that. I really like to learn about how different countries, especially Europe, different continent, works compared to North America. Okay, so we're gonna peel and cut the peaches, then we're gonna mix them with sugar, a little bit of flour just so that the filling doesn't go runny on us, some lemon juice to keep them from oxidizing, and also balance out the sweetness. I'm not gonna do the cinnamon with the peaches because to me that's more of an apple pie thing, but you're more than welcome to. I will probably do, though, the little bit of grated fresh ginger. I don't know, I'm intrigued by that. Very much so. All right, let's get a cutting board and a bowl, and we'll get started. Let's see how easy first the peaches are to peel, because we might need to make a little blanching pot. Dunk them in hot water for a second But yeah, look at how nice these are right now. I think we left them on the counter for what, Sam? 4 days? 5 days? Until they were like really red looking and starting to get like a bit wrinkly. Just for comparison to these other ones, let's say, which I just bought, you can totally see like that has a tinge of like green color to it. Whereas this is just like, you know, it's ready to go. You'd eat this? That'd be so dang crunchy. I don't think it would be that good. Mish, it's not 7,000, it's only 4,000, so even better. Should we also wash these? I know we're gonna peel them, but should we also wash them? Just give them a rinse? Probably. I'm digging out the colander that I haven't used for 2 years. But good thing we have it. The peach would be more like a nectarine. The like green tinged one, the very underripe one that I just bought today, Bonk. I think you're right. Give him a rinse-a-roo. The other one that we need to get into is some plums as well. 'Tis the season. It's hard to justify buying them though after we pretty much almost got them for free where we used to live. You were referring to the one in the bowl. Okay. You'd grab 2 or 3, I would be mad. Say, how are we gonna make pie now? Like, squeeze me? Rinse the fuzzes off. What do we got? 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. So she did say 8 or 9. That's why I was like, no. You can't eat one, Sam. We might need it. Don't. How easy is this to peel? Yeah, not that easy. Okay. I guess we'll get a pot of boiling water on. She did not tell us about this in the recipe, but I know this from canning peaches, guys. What the heck happened to the stovetop? The whole thing is cleansed in sea salt. Our stovetop is pre-seasoned, if you will. I just turned around, Mish. I'll just close my eyes. You never know when you have to season the fruit and the stovetop.
Just throws your head into the bus.
You never know when you need to season the stovetop. Okay, we got the pot. We got the pot? Turn it up. We're gonna put a lid on so that it boils faster. I poured just enough water in there. Let's do a tester even. To submerge. Yes. Maybe I could pour a bit out actually, and it will come up quicker. Because once we add more peaches, the water will disperse. But you don't need too much when you're blanching, because it'll just take forever to boil. While that's heating up, we're just going to come over and do a little prep on these. You will do this for tomatoes as well. Really anything that you're going to blanch so that you can peel the skin off. The reason that we're going to peel the skin off of this is because when we go to put it in a pie, they could get tough. So we'll just get rid of the skin, and we're gonna make an X on the bottom. So just slide your paring knife through, make a little X. You don't have to cut super far down. And that will help us peel the skin off once these are blanched. And you only need a couple seconds in that hot water. We're not trying to cook these. Just peel the skin off. I think if your peaches were really, really ripe though, it might be easy to peel the skin off without doing this. I don't know. I don't think I've ever been able to peel a peach without blanching it. Those are all prepped up, ready to go. Okay, in the meantime, we're gonna do a little switcheroo to our ribs. How those are looking. Gotta dig out here again, the bottom shelf. The pressure cooker. And we are going to stack these ribs into here. You want to help me season these as we stack them in, Sambo? What do we feel? Because I'm going to have a dirty hand, but I don't want to reach into the salt and pepper or whatever we're seasoning it with. What are we feeling today? I mean, we're going honey garlic. You could easily just do salt and pepper and call it a day, but I think we'll do our pork rub. Almost looks like we have just enough anyways. So some coriander in there, some garlic, a bit of paprika for color. Come on over. Come on in. Don't be shy. He's scared, chat. He doesn't want to reveal himself. So they did say the like membrane side of the rib we want down. Also, did we want a barrier? If anything, I just touched the rib. I don't think I have onion to even do that with today.
No.
But I can put some garlic cloves or something. What do you feel?
No.
Okay. Your girlfriend's brother gave you a Traeger pellet smoker. You need to figure out how to use it. Lucky for you, Dust. It's one of the easiest smokers to use. I don't know. Sambo says put some oil, guys. Okay, that's you. What version of Traeger is it, Dusty? It seems pretty simple. Just turn it on. Pretty much. Like, definitely look over the manual or read it online just so you get like a good feeling of what buttons and stuff to press. So you're not like, oh my gosh, am I pressing something wrong? And then make sure you maintain it really good and like check out the fat catch and stuff to make sure it's all clean, just in case there's a grease fire that starts up. You don't want any of that to catch on fire. I mean, we have had a Traeger fire. It can be dealt with, but it's not the funnest thing in the moment. Pretty scary. You're actually not sure what the model is. You'll find out. Can I fit one more nubbin in there? I don't know if there's a small one. That one? Nice. Okay. Now we're gonna season. What's one of the first things you're thinking of cooking in it, Dust? So we're not doing too crazy on the seasoning because we're making a glaze with some soy sauce with this too.
I'm seasoning it.
He's doing it. So good to have the crew all together. We're just missing Annie, but I think he's already back at school with meetings and stuff this week. I don't know. Oh, this chunk, guys, is just straight meat. You know how good that's gonna be? I don't think I saw Annie. You're gonna do a pork butt, Dust? Since they're easy, you'll get to learn how it works. That'll be a fun one. He was talking about getting up early. How did I miss it then? It was just too crazy with the raid? Sometimes it gets that way. Yeah, bonk, the meat candy part. It's so good. So we're stacking this seasoning and then we'll pour... This week I made 4 liters of chicken bone broth. So we'll pour some of that in. Nice neutral flavor. Are these gonna be amazing? Guys, after these are cooked in here, they're all gonna come out, go onto a prepared sheet pan with foil because of the glaze. Oh, look at all these little riblets. And then they're gonna get glazed and broiled. Pre-portioned ribby bits. That looks great, Sambo. It's good. I don't think we gotta use it up. Okay, washing my hands. Mish says it was in Discord earlier in the week. Sometimes I can't keep up with you guys. Okay, it looks like the water's actually almost boiling, so that's perfect. I just turned it up a bit more. What you do? What you got? Tri-tip? Peaches. Oh, we got older stonks. We got older stonks. This is what it looks like. Basically turns out to ramen stock. Ramen broth.
Stonks.
Delicious chicken bits. I'm gonna try to pour it down the side of the pot so we don't disturb all the beautiful seasoning that Sam did. They said only half a cup of liquid was necessary, but I'm gonna put double that amount. 1 cup worth. I don't see that being a bad thing, but I'd rather not it get stuck and or burnt. Oh my gosh. What happened? What?
Oh no, sorry.
It was a cup? Sam says, not enough. I say, what? What do you? Okay, so then we will, when we're ready, bring these over to pressurize. Probably once the pies are already in the oven. Or close to it at least. We can get them pressurizing while we work on them, I think would be the best. So, usually when I use the pressure cooker, I will bring the liquid up first in the pot before putting the lid on. But there's such a small amount of liquid in this, but I'm just gonna put the lid on right away. So we're gonna turn this, and it's gonna lock there. And then we're gonna go to high pressure, so we can set that now. If I show you guys. So that's on pressure release. Turn it 1 notch. Low pressure, where the veggie symbol, and then high pressure for the meat. We're good to go. let's go over. Because look it, this pot's about to blow. So we'll just switch these pots out for each other, since that burner will still be hot. So let's drop all of our peaches in, and then you just want a pair of tongs at the ready to dig them all out in, I would say, a minute or less. Try not to drop them in from too high up either. Get in there. Are we just gonna fit? Come on. Come on, baby. It's just gonna not fit. Don't do this to me. That's just the way it's gonna go, I guess. We'll have to flip that one over. So close. We got 25 minutes on the timer for the pie crust still. Getting a sheet pan out while we wait, because that's where all the pie tins are gonna go to bake. So that there's no peach juices spilling into the oven. Thanks, Greek. I hope you're having a good day, dude. Thank you very much for the 45 months in a row. He says, holy. Crossing off the list, ribs, membrane, and cut. And then we'll pressure cook them. Almost there. Let's test this. You could always just test it by picking out a peach and seeing if the skin peels off easy. Okay, they're good. Turn it off. So this is the same step that you would do if you're canning these peaches as well. Peel them up.
You wouldn't leave the skins on when you can them?
Nope. They get tough. Come on over. Okay, I said we're switching this. Good idea. Pour out that hot water. Done and done. This big guy, get him going. Usually turn it on to medium to start. I might go medium high, like 6. Because it's pretty loaded up right now. And then I'll bring you guys back over when that is pressurized. No ice bath? Oh, I guess I could go into cold water now. I don't have an ice maker, Greek. I got no fancy fridge or nothing. And typically my ice cube trays, have 12 ice cubes in them. Or they're all used up in someone's water. I'm just gonna pour some cold water over. But they were already peeling really nice to begin with. I'm not worried. Alright. And yeah, that's not even hot to the touch anymore. That's how fast it cools off. This is pretty dang satisfying to do as well. It's so perfect. Oh, look at the color, even on the flesh. Oh. We've been watching a YouTuber, guys, that like I really like to watch. But for some reason, like the last couple of weeks of videos that she's uploaded, she always does this reaction, like every little thing that she does, she's like, And it's just like a little bit overbearing. And then Sam and I, we started doing it last night and now we can't stop. I don't know if these peaches could be more perfect. I am drooling right now. Mish, who are we talking about? Her name is Isabel Page. Yeah, we're not cooking them. Just blanched, it's called. So you can peel the skins off. And as you can see, a minute or less. Perfect timing. Are Wester, your boyfriend, and you have inside references like this that no one else gets? Wayne, did you hear us doing it last night? Did you think we were weirdos?
I generally.
You didn't? Oh, okay. He just thinks we're weirdos on any day, guys. That's a safe bet. That's a safe bet. Yeah, I wonder, hey Greek, if this really changes the flavor. Just that short blanching time. I wonder if it changes the flavor a lot of the fruit. I can't see it changing it. So I guess we can say peach pie is a labor of love of sort. When you gotta do these steps. Okay. Should we do something with the skins? They really don't taste like peach. It's just like fibrous substance. All of the flavor is in the fruit. I expected it to be a little bit sweet and stuff. Not at all. I wish I had animals, because I'm sure that they would love this. Give it to some piggies. They'd be all over that. Okay, we're gonna reuse this bowl that the peaches were sitting in with the water to make our pie filling now. So we're gonna cut the peaches on a cutting board just so that we don't get this all messed up. And I just have some butter left over from the crust on my knife. I'm not worried, it's all going to the same place. We can have the spider. It would keep things safe. Now we can kind of follow the natural score that we did. This part might be hard. You gotta cut the peaches in half, but it's really slippery. How do you do this? I'm gonna switch to a paring knife. Might have to start this way and then just slowly roll the peach. But I can't make up how slippery this is. I can't even hold on to it. Mish. The spider doesn't live anymore? But he was protecting you. What if he was protecting you from something you didn't even know? Holy, look how right this is. It's just falling off of the pit as I cut it open. May he rest in pieces? What did you do? If these peaches had skin on them still, we could give them a little twist. Otherwise, we just gotta dig in to our little cut area. You just vacuumed him? Nothing bad? Do you not remember the vacuum from It Takes Two? And you think it's nothing bad? I'm cutting this out, guys, because it looked gross around the pit. I guess from here, we're gonna say bye to the big knife. Peeling peaches, Trev? I need help. Look at it, it's so sticky already. So now they said 1-inch cubes. Not too big. Not too small. I'm gonna eat it though. Insane. That's gonna be a phenomenal pie. Greek, do you remember the vacuum? I don't know if I'll ever forget. Scarred for life. A Bubs raid? I'm honored. Friends, welcome. I got peach hands right now. I don't think I'm gonna change the scene. It'll get sticky. But welcome. How was your stream, Bubs? One of our favorite food and drink streamers, chefs. We're getting peachy today. Thanks to one of our community members for requesting us to make this live all together. So we just blanched and peeled our peaches and now we're cutting them up. We got ribs on the stove, starting to get pressurized in the pressure cooker. All things are happening. Super chill, you just hung out with chat. Nice, dude. Did I see that you got a new job recently? I haven't seen you around on Twitch, but that might just be my schedule. And also, I just want to let everyone know that peeling peaches might be the death of me. It might be the hardest thing I've ever done in a kitchen. Thank you, Greek. Welcoming in Bubs back to the kitchen crew. Greek, thanks for your 73 gifted subs to the channel over the years. Honored to have Bubs with us. I am trimming this out. I don't know what happened in the pit there, but it's like really dark and weird. So always trim out anything that you wouldn't eat. And just do it slow and carefully with a paring knife so that there's no injuries. You've been working a lot lately, dude. It comes in seasons, doesn't it? But thank you for sharing your community here with me. Yeah, we're just getting our local peaches in Canada in, and I can't even say they're local because they're coming from out east. 90% of our western stone fruit crop was decimated this winter. So these are actually American peaches, but I'm very impressed with the quality and flavor that we were able to get up here in Canada with them. Thanks for doing the shout out for Bubs, Bonk. I know a lot of us have been over to his stream before, but definitely, guys, if you haven't, go give him a follow. Check out the VOD. Maybe you'll even be able to check him out when he's live next. People helping people. Oh, Bubs, you'll be stoked for us. We had someone, I have, for my channel point redemptions here, we have a cook with cannabis one. So I had someone save up 420,000 channel points to do a cook with cannabis stream. Just trying to go 1-inch pieces on our peaches. Not too small, not too big. This is seriously the hardest part of making the pie because it's so slippery. Who did this, Greek? Their username is Vanicor. So I gave them a message asking them if they had a recipe in mind already. Or I went out to the storage locker to my boxes and boxes of cookbooks that I have and picked up the Bon Appetit. Because I will have to reference it when we go to decarboxylate and stuff like that for the infusion. That's good, Sambo. Thank you. Puts your channel points to shame. I am curious to know how long it took them to save up that amount of points. Because that is so many points. Like 500,000 almost. Insane. We got a Scooter Beach in here. Hi, Scoots. How's your Friday? Not working too hard? Bub says it's only going to be 97 today, which is a nice change since it's been 100 plus. I mean, I do know where you live. I wish I could share some of our weather with you today. It's been pretty nice and cool this last week or so. The pit in this one feels weird. It might be split. Let's see. Yeah, how did I know when it just feels weird like that? Okay, and at the same time, I'm just gonna have to rinse my hands because the pressure pot is coming up. We have 4 peaches left, so we're just over halfway dealing with those. We're gonna dial in this pressure cooker with the ribbies. Wanted to show you coming up. So we had it on a medium-high heat inside of this pot if you guys missed it. We have 2 sets of pork side ribs, 2 racks that we peeled the membrane off of, cut into individual ribs, stacked up in the pressure cooker in layers. In between those layers, we seasoned them. And then once we were all stacked up, I think we ended up with 3 or 4 layers of ribs in there. We poured a cup of chicken stock and then brought them up to high pressure. So now we're gonna cook these for 45 minutes under high pressure. And then later on, there's gonna be a glaze that goes with them. We're gonna broil them to crisp them up. And then we'll serve them with just some simple boiled rice and some herb buttered corn. Nom. So the timer's up because this is pressurized and happy. I put a little bit higher heat. I do like to see just the little bit of steam kicking out of there, but you don't need it to be like going crazy with the steam out of the top there. It's more of a medium-low heat. Once you have it pressurized, you're good to go. You'd save up $1 million, Michael, but you live in the east coast of the States. It would be a hell of a trip for us to get there. We'd still do it, though. Just so you know. Trev says, does Kate have 3 hands? Always. Didn't you know? Okay, let me try and clean this up, because this looks weird. Could maybe use a spoon as well for trying to get this out. So weird when the pit does that. Don't ask me why it happened. I didn't grow them. Got a grapefruit spoon. I don't. I didn't even know that's something that exists. Like, for example, most restaurant kitchens will, like, frown upon a garlic press. So having something like a grapefruit spoon, yeah, we'll never see that.
Yeah, they'd be so helpful.
Right, all of these little tools. It's like, get over yourself.
Yeah.
When would the cannabis stream be happening? I gotta talk to Vanacore Greek and see what their schedule is like. And then I'll let you guys know from there. This one feels like it's split as well. R.I.P. Okay, now we got that rib pressurized. I love my garlic press too, Scooter. That's one of my biggest pet peeves, is mincing garlic by hand. Something about how sticky it starts to get. I really, really can't handle that feeling. I don't know why. That's just the way it is. Okay, last one. They only stain the board a little bit. It's like a little peach. It's like when you sit on something and it's hot out, you sit on like a plastic chair and then you're got the bum cheek marks left on the cutting board from the peaches. It's summertime. It happens. The peach butt. Okay, that wasn't too bad. Wasn't too bad. It could have been way worse peeling. Like, that could have taken forever. But it didn't. Just gonna rinse my hands. And we'll finish this the rest of the way. You put your garlic through the microplane now. And then one thing, was it you, Scoots, who did the frozen garlic? So I just learned recently, and I guess Mish has been telling me for years, that you can that you can freeze a whole head of garlic without peeling it.
Oh, Mish. Tell her.
So freeze the whole head of garlic and then just microplane it from there, and it works so good. Nobody ever listens to the 12-year-old. Thanks, Jiggles. With the Prime Gaming sub, I know you only get one. I think that's still how it is, right?
Yeah.
Thanks for using it here. For 31 months in a row, even. Peaches come from a can. They were put there by a man in a factory downtown. I mean, you're not wrong. But in the month of August, depending on where you live, peaches may also come from a tree. And you might want to take advantage of it. These are really good texture. I think this is gonna be a phenomenal pie. Fresh peaches are always better. I will say, like, a lot of people are like, oh, like frozen veggies and fruits are picked in their prime, so sometimes they actually taste better than fresh. A lot of the frozen peaches I've ever had are pretty lackluster. I expect more peachy flavor from them. Same with the strawberries lately, I've found too. Are way more like sour than sweet as they should be. Oh, you guys let me know if you've noticed this too. All right. We made it. Wow. That piece I just ate tastes like candy. I don't know that Peach song, but I know the Millions of Peaches one. I've heard that forever. Okay, let's just do a little wipe on the board. What the heck is going on in this sink here? What? Kazim? Oh. They're probably picking it too early. That's my thought too, Trev, and it makes me sad. It's like when we're even rushing picking the frozen fruit. Might be an issue. Oh no, they stained it. They stained it up. We've been forever peached. Okay. What else do we gotta put in here? Oops, I didn't mean to do that, but there's the pressure pot. So, for 3 pounds of peaches, 8 to 9 medium, 2/3 of a cup of sugar, half a cup of flour. We need some fresh lemon juice. That is the song? That's just a line that I didn't know? Not only am I bad at movie references, but also music, we can say. 1 lemon. In this recipe as well, guys. They say you can do fresh grated ginger, and we're doing it. We're doing it. Okay, going to get the sugar and the flour. And then we also need 2 tablespoons of cold butter cut into small cubes. I believe that goes on the pie top before we do the crust. I don't know if I saw vanilla in there, but we'll definitely put some vanilla. It's already smelling nummy in here, guys, from the ribs cooking. White sugars, don't need anything fancy. 2/3 of a cup. Go a little bit less. Just judging the amount of sugar to our fruit there. Still gonna do a pinch of salt in here. I wasn't sure if I saw that in the recipe yet. It doesn't. Just a pinch of salt. Balance it out. Next one, we're gonna roll our lemon and then juice it. And we just need a tablespoon worth of the lemon juice. Did I remember the ice cream? We're gonna go get it tomorrow morning, Greek. Because we're not gonna taste the pie until tomorrow, right? It has to cool overnight. So juice our lemon. I would say half a lemon will be really good for this. Ice cream with fruit chunks. That's my fave, Trev. My mom's mom is Polish. I think she's Polish. And then my mom's dad was Ukrainian. So Polish heritage. And one dessert that she would make for us. I'm just grabbing the vanilla, guys, because it's not in the recipe. And peaches need vanilla. So she would cut up fresh, like banana, orange, and I think just apple. And then would add grapes into a bowl. And then mix it with vanilla ice cream all together. And that was dessert. And it would get like melty and soupy. And it would like marinate in the melted ice cream and just be something crazy delicious. I've never seen anyone do it before though. I don't even know if there's a name for it. So there's my frozen container with our garlic and then some ginger. So grab the microplane. I wouldn't do more than a teaspoon of this. I'm just gonna trim off some of the hairs. Fresh start. Scoots, you just made ice cream? Can you please overnight ship me some? Thank you. We got a Mickey in here. How's Mickey doing? So just grate this all into one pile, right? And then you can determine how much you're adding. Fresh ginger is pretty strong, so that'll be a really good amount. Oh, you got the bank holiday weekend. Lucky. And yeah, Samo's doing okay. Fresh nutmeg? I don't have fresh nutmeg, bonk. I need like a little nutmeg. Is it called a berry? A nutmeg berry. Okay, our amount of flour, half a cup. And this is what's gonna help our filling not go runny on us. Peaches, sugar, flour, fresh lemon juice, ginger. We're not gonna do the cinnamon. We need a couple nubs of butter still. So when you pour the flour, kind of distribute it over. And then we're gonna give this a good mix. And it will start to go juicy and stuff. You ordered a chippy dinner tonight? Yum. With some fishes? The fishes and the chips? Samo made an ice chai the other day. And I said it tasted like a Tazo concentrate. It was so perfect. I know it looks like this is not very juicy yet, but trust, when we start baking these peaches in the pie, they are going to release a ton of natural juice, and that's what would make this watery if we didn't put the flour in. It looks so good. And I'm just watching to make sure there's no like really big flour lumps left. It's gonna be insane, Sam.
Holy.
Okay, 30 minutes to get these done and into the oven. That's when our rib timer goes off. We got this.
Woo!
So I took out our 2 pre-done crusts that were in the freezer from when we did our strawberry rhubarbs. Yeah. Once upon a time. And then let's check. I'm gonna set up our sheet pans with our pie tins beside, as always. Our little working area. Let's check on our other crusts that we're resting. Oh yeah, they're firming up too. Awesome. I'll just take those out one by one as we fill the tins. So we'll fill all of the bottoms first. What do we think? I guess we could also determine the amount of pies that we will get just by taking a tin, scooping some fruit into it, and then trying to determine that way. We're gonna lose a little bit of room with all of the pastry as well. There's probably gonna be about a cup of fruit per pie. So if that's the case, then it's about 1 peach per pie. So we might get anywhere, let's say, from 6 to 8 pies, maybe even 9. Let's see where we end up though. I'm just gonna put this to the side. Doesn't have to go into the fridge or anything like that. We do need a rolling pin. And then I always keep my flour nearby, just as we roll things out so it doesn't get sticky. And then we will also need our oven on to 425 Fahrenheit to start, and then it gets turned down once the pies bake for a little bit. Mickey had a steak pudding and gravy with chips and sausage. Yum. Hello, warning you. How's it going, they say. So far, so good here. How's your day going? Dust, you'd buy a pie. I would sell you one. And I've been thinking, actually, about making, like, a little small business like that. Kate's little pies that people can order for, like, different special holidays and stuff. Locally. There's a girl that I follow online. She lives in Toronto. And she started doing pie pop-ups like that around the holidays. And she's been very successful with it. Mish would expect to get a pie for free. On what premise? Even Dust is like, for why? Okay, so we got our crusts all coated in flour. That's probably more than enough. Just swipe the extras away. And now we're gonna roll this. I usually go about 1/4 inch thick. These are quite large pieces of crust compared to what we portioned for the other ones today. So there might be quite a bit of trim off of the edge to start with these two. Whoa, almost knocked my little flour bin over. Would have been sad. And yeah, the one thing about pie crust, guys, you don't want to leave it too thick, because then it's going to be hard to put into the tin or the pan. You don't want to go too thin, because then it's not going to hold up to everything that you put in it. So I have found that 1/4 inch thickness seems to be the best. So whenever I have trim like this left over from the bottom crust, I won't crumple it back together. because that overworks the gluten and will make it tough as we keep using it up. I'm gonna probably use these random size pieces for the lattice or something else similar. Just take a knife and then we go along the outer edge. I don't think I like this scalloped knife. Maybe even just come in with the paring knife. Everyone wants pie, guys. I think the girl sells them for, is it $12 Canadian per 5-inch pie? I'd have to go back and look on her site. But that's where we're starting, guys. We don't have to go any further than that. Just into the sheet pan on the side. And then we'll put our scraps on the edge to use up later. Albert deserves a pie for sure. Okay, wait, what's happening here? This was a lot to read, but I'll get through it. Slam, eat, fist. Never forget your first time working with pie dough. You weren't confident enough to make your own, so you bought it from a shop. That exists? I didn't know you can do that. It felt hard to work with when cold, so you let it sit for 30 minutes. It was impossible, stuck to everything. Now you just make your own and roll it cold. Yep. Greek, I want to make at least 4, hopefully 6. And actually, I might go a long way with this. Maybe we can get 2 crusts out of it. No, that totally makes sense. Just go to your local bakery. Ask them to buy some of their uncooked, prepped pie crust. That didn't work how I thought. I thought maybe we could sneak making 2 tins, but I don't think that's gonna happen. I'm gonna still try. Let's see. It's a little bit sticky. Yeah, here there's a shop, the Italian Center, that you can buy just balls of pizza dough ready to go. Take them home. Bake it yourself, right? Stretch it out, top it, all that fun stuff. That's always fun. Whew. That was almost a bad idea what I was trying to do there. Yay for pies. I love making pies. When I first started making pies, though, I will say, guys, I was pretty hesitant. I had some pretty big shoes to fill, though, as far as pie making goes. Like, my mom's really good at making pies. And then same with my dad's dad. We have, like, a famous family tourtière recipe, which is a French meat pie. Alright, those were the 2 leftover crusts. Let's start getting into the ones that we made this morning. The ducky says quack. Hello? Welcome? Just keep rolling, rolling, rolling. And then the only other thing, as we're filling our tins, is we always just want to remember we need to save enough crust for the top of the pie, too. This isn't a naked pie, like how pecan pie is, where it doesn't get a top crust. So that's why I said I want minimum 4, but if we can do more with the crust we end up with, always welcome. Okay, sounds good, Greek. Thanks for the resub today, dude. Thanks for hanging out with us. It's good stuff, Sambo. Bonk says, I like pie. I'll take it naked or otherwise. Knowing you, Bonk, you would. I know what you're self-proclaimed as. I don't know if that's just something that happens as we get older, but it definitely seems, as I've gotten older, a lot more people that I know prefer pie versus cake. Don't know why. Naked pie while naked? Why not? If you have the means, I say why not? Look at how cute these little crusts are. I guess I could even be profitable of that kind of business. Sell crusts ready to go like this for people to roll out. 10 times better than any Tender Flake frozen shell from the store. I wonder if I could compete with their prices. Just going off the inspiration that that person was sharing with us when they went to the bakery to buy some pie crust from the bakers. I don't know what's happening with this one hand, but there's a tendon or a ligament that's stuck. It feels funny. Yet it is team pie, except for cheesecake and carrot cake, in which all bets are off. I think I'm totally with you on that. Other than this chocolate cake recipe, or maybe I should just say Black Forest cake. I'm a sucker for Black Forest cake. Was this one too small? Let's see. Or is it gonna be just perfect? Sometimes it's deceiving how deep the pie dish is. Wow. But at least I've almost nailed the size of the pie crust for these little ones. Cool. Just need a little bit up there. So for that, I say we just trim that off, sneak it underneath, and give it a press. Nice. Okay, trim it a little bit. There's not much excess on this one at all. Gotta go a bit up here too. Don't skimp on the crust. There. Okay, that's good. We'll just tuck in the rest of the edges. All right, we're at 4. How many crusts do we have left? 2, 4, 6, 7 crusts left. Let's definitely roll out one more for the bottom. And then I think we will turn on the oven to start heating up for the pies to bake, since we're almost at that moment. It's Suzanne. How are you doing today? Welcome. You prefer a pie cake? You would. The ducky. Just rolling in here, brand new, saying that they prefer pie cake. Pie crust size and bottom, and the filling is cake. I don't know if I've ever seen anyone here make that. I have heard of it though. Maybe that's more of like a home baker thing. You're my favorite, Bonk. He's self-proclaimed. I mean, he called himself it. Black Forest cake is really good too, isn't it? It's funny how we like the same cakes, yet it is. Something about chocolate and cherry. Also like Cherry Garcia, Ben and Jerry's, very good. Cheesecake is neither cheese nor cake. Discuss. Oh no, Dust. I'm stressed already. Thanks for the follow as well, Ducky. Welcome in. What do we call cheesecake then? Because we can't even call it a pie because it just has a graham crust. It's not like it has pie crust. Cheesecake is a tart. Oh, bonk. Do you know everything? That was such a good answer. Bonk with the knowledge. Where's Suki? Mythical Suki. The French silk pie? That is the most labor-intensive pie I've ever made in my life. Okay. This is pretty messy over here. What am I gonna do? I think I'll just put a trivet here, actually. We can put the sheet pan on. Let me just wash my hands. And we'll fill up some of these pies and see how much of the pie filling we have left. Bake. 425 Fahrenheit. Get her started. Tart and pie in Danish is the same. Interesting. Okay. That's where we're at. Maybe we'll come a bit closer now. I'm going to grab a half cup measure. Give these peaches one more stir before we scoop. And here's the thing about fruit pies that I have learned over the years as making them. You want to put a heaping amount of fruit in the pie because as it bakes, the fruit's gonna cook down and then the top crust is also gonna like fall as that fruit cooks down. So to have your pie or keep it from like imploding basically, make sure you put a lot of fruit. You don't want it even with the pie tin, you literally want it heaping over. Because that's what we did with the strawberry rhubarb and it was almost still not enough. We were like, holy smokes. So that was half a cup. It was heaping though. Let's go a little bit less. Let's do another half cup. I think that will be good. About 1/2 inch above the crust. And then also as I'm scooping, I'm trying to get like an equal amount of this juice or liquid, whatever we want to call it. And you want to make sure all the peaches pack in really nice. No real air pockets. Hey, you can't miss this part. We need a bit more. I think the 5 pies, guys, maybe 6 will make. But 5 was really close. Can you get out of the raw pastry dough? Like, I need that for the lattice, please.
Okay.
He got told. Stop eating the pastry. Dust says, dang. Sam's in trouble. Oh, man. Okay, this is all we have left, which is not enough for a whole pie. Let's tap this out, and we will distribute it with the 5. That's what we ended up with. Okay. I will still need the rolling pin, though. But that looks really good. I don't know how I would send him back up to none of it. That's too expensive now, Bonk. It was easy to do before. It was a free flight. Okay, and then also distributing the juices equally too. Keep those edges and crusts clean still. We gotta seal them up. I guess it's okay if you get some peach juice on it. I have a couple Ziplocs of that, yet it is. The crust scraps. I think we gotta transfer a couple of these over to the other one. Hey, stop dripping. There. Nice. Okay, they're filled up. That was just my sink. Sorry, guys. Lattice. What do we got here? Just gonna wipe up. I dripped a little bit of the filling on that end. These might actually be not good enough scraps because some of them went really thin. If I was making more pies, I would try to reuse that, but basically already falling apart. So let's do this. What? What's that? Yeah, we can make it into that. A very interesting pie Slam made. More of a tart. Basically strawberries whole with a bit of puree, sugar, and pectin holding them together. But it didn't really feel like a pie. Okay, let's roll this out. 1/4 inch thick. Same as the bottom crust. Try to keep it kind of rectangle, right? So it's easy to turn into the lattice. And it's also really easy to make a lattice on the smaller pies. It goes so quick. That looks good. Let's do another one because we'll need it. And that way we can lattice them all at the same time. The pie crust trick sounds awesome. Like using up the leftovers. Yeah, I have a couple Ziplocs. Like I'll usually save up enough of the pie crust scraps, let's say, so that we can do a whole sheet pan worth at a time. And we got only 5 minutes, guys, on the pressure cooker left, so this is timing out really, really good. Almost time to check some ribbies. And they should be falling off the bone. Let's do one more. It's trying to stick again. Just keep swirling it around in the flour. Alrighty, Roo. Now, just gonna grab our bench scraper from earlier. A little bit of sticky bits here where we were working. Just starting to build up. And then how I usually make our lattice pieces from this now is with a pizza cutter. Because you can easily make them the same width, and as well, I'll try and clean up these edges too. Gotta give it a rinse. Wipe it off. Okay. Boom. We're just trying to take off the least amount possible. Not gonna worry about the edge because that gets trimmed off of the crust. And then from here, I think we'll go 5 wide maybe? Or 4. Maybe 4. If we go in half, or the best half that you can do. Yeah. I think that'll work the best. We might be able to get 3 from this end. Close. Oh wells. There's that. Slide it down. Next. I gotta open this up a bit. There. I'd rather have extra lattice than not enough to use and have to roll out and make more. If it starts to come up, just push it back down. Boom. Last one. And see how I kind of kept it all lined up so it's easy to work with? This one is a bit sticky, so I'm going to put some flour. It's warming up. There. You had a little bit of stuff stuck on there still. Oh, that was kind of a squiggly line. Okay. Can I move these all together now? kind of, not really. I'm gonna move this up. Take your bench scraper there. I just wanted to move them up to the side without crushing the pastry too much. And now we have a nice little surface to work on. So keep your cutter because we're gonna trim to the size of the pie. Okay guys, that's 45 minutes on the pressure pot. I'm just gonna turn off the burner, but I'm not gonna touch the dial of the pressure at all. So you kind of do an initial measurement if you want to, and mark it. Like there, you can put a little line. You can also use a bench scraper to cut. And I think we go 3. So you go 1, 2, 3 on that side, and then just 2 on the other edges. So then we need 5 pieces of lattice all day. You can even just like pull it apart if you want, if you feel comfortable. And then I always hold on to them just in case. You wanted to share the good news. Who wants to hear it? Go right ahead. We're always down for good news. Okay, so just do 2 more. Maybe you could even just go in half with this. Oh no, don't tear it. I was trying to stretch it, but it's warm. So now from here, guys, we're gonna press all this one edge of where I laid the crust down. If it doesn't want to stick, more than welcome to put a little bit of water, which I probably will still do after. And then we're gonna flip this up. Can we fit this piece? Just. And do that. Do I need one more piece? No, because we go down now. Sorry, the latticing is coming back. Now we press that, and it's literally the easiest lattice ever for these small pies. Like so quick and simple. First one. What is happening? Yeah, we don't really talk about Jesus here in stream. And I don't really even want to say sorry about that. But I guess thanks for being an inspiration for some people that might be religious in here. Okay, I just did a little bit of water on my finger around the edge now. Clean it back up, seal up these edges before we give it a crimp with a fork. And call it a day. So we always crimp it before we trim the excess. And that way we know our edge is good to go. Look at the peaches like sticking out of the crust, guys. This is crazy. Okay, so we just have to do that 4 more times. I think that was pretty dang easy. And then I always just go around like this one last time. Ta-da! That's how it looks up close. So it doesn't look like perfect, but when it bakes, you're not even gonna be able to tell. Trust me. On to the next one. And that's all we used for scraps. So easy. You saved a bunch of money on your car insurance by switching to Geico. Is that actually a thing in the States though, Dust? I've always wondered. Just gonna get a small container of the water. For dipping our fingies, it's the glue. The glue that holds us together. And now, measure the next one. And then I don't think we'll have enough of that, but if we put these together. Keep it going. What is he laughing about, chat? Sam's taking videos and then he's laughing at me. As he takes the videos, guys, for social media. What kind of cameraman laughs at the model? What kind of cameraman laughs at the model? What's your problem, man? He's gonna get in trouble again, Scoot says. He's working his way towards it. Pre-measure. We're gonna press this one again. Be right there. I think I set it up the wrong way. I had to flip it over the angle of it. There. Okay, seal them up. We're almost there, guys. It's getting freaking warm in here, by the way. In case anyone was wondering. Insert pie, Luminology says, or too soon? A little too soon, unless you want unbaked pie. A little too soon, unless you don't care if it's actually baked. Your guys' cute little emotes. Whoa, we gotta push that peach over. It's like in the way. Move it. We are professional latticers. You haven't eaten at all today? That's against the law, didn't you know? I don't even want to know the smells when these start to bake. Bonk's just suggesting you might want to cook the pies first before eating them. Just a suggestion. I'm loving this no waste though off the edges. It's a good feeling. Ta-da! Okay, 2 left, that's it. Because why make 1 pie when you can make 5? Oh, I shouldn't have sealed that, I don't think yet. Got too excited. Michael's just crushing the meals today. He's got 5 in already. And you still have 2 to go. Okay, so we do this for the first one. Now we can seal it up. And flip that. Get these last edges. And I think as long as you just keep the lattice pieces as straight as possible, don't let them like start to go on angles, it'll bake really nice. I don't know, I'm not really like the most professional lattice pie person. Definitely made more pecan pies than any other type of pie in my life. Oh yeah, you're intermittent fasting. That's why you haven't eaten anything yet. That makes sense then. That was always a struggle, yeah. Last one. We made it. In a process. But the nice thing is, most of lunch is already complete. We just have a couple finishing steps. And then these will go in the oven. And we will test them all together tomorrow. When it's cooled. They're adorable, thanks. Okay, flip that one. Or did I do, no, I usually do the other ones first. Gotta keep the same roll. Some waters, both ends. That goes there. We seal them up. Fast flip. Seal up these edges. Last one. Do our fork. It's a peach pie, friends. If you're on mobile and you can't tell. Fresh peaches. Okay. Trim off this edge because it looks weird. There we go. Even it back up. Tuck everything in together. That's it. We made it. Do we need to do an egg wash? What are you guys feeling? This is all that I have left though as far as scrap, so that is not bad at all. And we have a couple extra crusts I think still in the fridge. I don't want to go here because there's like kind of metally bits from the tin and then the fat being pushed around together. So yeah, we're not gonna ball this up. We're just gonna put it in a freezer bag, seal it up until you're ready to use it, but we'll put it in the fridge. It's okay, it's okay, caretaker. The boys were already singing it earlier in here. This is the mess though of our pie station. That is not bad, considering. Not too bad, I would say. Oh, I should have kept the bench scraper. Oops. Because usually I use that to scrape all this. Okay, guys, so I'm gonna clean this. I don't recall hearing the oven beep yet. So we're not gonna put the pies in. No rushing on that. We will roll into our pork ribs, our honey garlic. Look at that. We got a little bit sweaty. Millions of peaches on stream today. A white Peru is needed. Got a little bit floured up from this pie endeavor. We got to reveal the ribs now, guys. I'm excited. I'm gonna put a couple of these ingredients though away first that are laying around because my countertops getting a little bit disorganized. Alrighty, Rue. Done with the flour. Done with the scale. Done with the sugar and the vanilla. Another version of a peach pie I seen at the grocery store they're selling here had like maybe a layer of custard, or was it like a layer of cheesecake or something underneath the peach part. It looked really good. Like a peaches and cream pie. It's time for everyone to have a sip of water. So I have not had enough of that today. That would be good. Baker View, something like Frangipan. Just had that actually this week. The Costco almond blossoms, very good. Very, very good. Okay, foil and parchment is happening. We're just gonna line our sheet pan for the ribs before we open up the pressure cooker. And I'm also actually going to take a quick bathroom break before we carry on here. I'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. It's me. I'm back. Foil, tearing time. Watch your ears. Watch your eardrums. And so we still gotta make the glaze for the ribbies. Easy peasy. And that's pretty much it. Boil some rice and some corn. I did a pretty easy meal on the side with the pies today, just because I know they were pretty labor intensive. They take a little bit, but I still wanted some lunch too. Sambo, did you get your one last video of all the pies ready on the sheet pan? Oh, he died. He's flipped over, phone in the hand. I'll go take it then. I'll go take it then. We got it. Okay, pressure cooker is coming over. Let's review what we have created. This is a new one for me. We'll also see how much pressure we gotta release or if the is done. Okay, no pressure there. Ugh. The mirror on like the top of the pot's kind of creepy for me when I stream. The reflection. Okay, no pressure there. So all the pressure is released as it was resting on the side as we finish the pies. Oh, thank you, Sam. Yeah, these Le Creuset trivets, I have 2. Once upon a time, they were on sale 1 year. So we picked up 2. Did you get the ribby steam? Did you smell it, guys? They look good. Definitely meat coming away from the bone, which is what we are looking for. So now we are gonna take all of these out individually, start to lay them out nice on the sheet pan here. Definitely don't get rid of the juice, the broth that the ribs cooked in. I don't know why this goes so dark all of the time. What if I put you up there? Okay, that's better. That's better. All right, and we'll just roll with that. I'm gonna have to use tongs, which we already have here, just to take them out because they are super duper hot right now. And then we'll try one as well. So we get them all out of the pot, and then we'll make our glaze. So these pressure cooked for 45 minutes on high pressure. Oh yeah. Like, they're definitely delicate, but somehow staying together. That's my kind of rib. I've never cooked ribs like this before in the pressure cooker, but it seems like they turned out. You know, there's a couple like little just meat nubbins, riblets. I'm gonna kind of keep the ribs together for when we glaze them, just so we don't waste too much of the sauce on the sheet pan flowing everywhere. And then typically these are finished under the broiler with the glaze. So we might have to just sneak a little broil with the pies underneath to finish this. We'll see. But the pies are baking at a pretty high temp to start, 425. I was also thinking maybe we could just sneak the ribs in with those, and they would glaze up at that temp. I'm salivating as I'm pulling these out. It looks so good. Jiggly. Juicy. I would say definitely not dry by any means. Just wow. Oh, you are alive. And look at the color that that transformed into. Careful, it is very, very hot, please.
Woo!
Yes. You should know this.
I should know this.
You should know this. I'm gonna cook the corn in here. Not really. Titan got back just in time. And also, look, Titan. They're almost gonna go in the oven. We're just waiting for it to finish heating up. I wasn't making it up? What? The little ribby bit? I want to go closer because I didn't really see. So that's how it looks, guys. He says it'll burn up anyway, so we gotta eat it. Yep. Gotta try it. Ouch. He dripped the juices on me. Trev says, I really want to do a brisket, but the prices are insane right now. What are you paying per pound?
I'm okay without the sauce.
This is so good, guys. It just tastes like pulled pork.
Legit good without the sauce.
Sam says he's good without the sauce.
Let's say everything prepped for it, then sure,
But I like sauce.
Okay, then make the sauce. All good.
Ah, that's kind of crazy, Bong.
But honey, garlic.
But we like the sauce.
It's good then.
Okay, fill in the spot. Okay, we're all packed up together still for the
like
glaze.
A delivery order. See, everything's still there.
Nobody even knew we took a piece of pizza. Nice, Slam. You finally have a yard. You're getting a smoker in a few months. Please, let us know if you need any help at all.
Can you please tell the pizza story now?
About the smoker. Oh, so Sam would like me to share a story about pizza this week with you guys. Just want to know if you're all ready for it. So all these ribs are just going to the side for now. They're gonna rest, and then we'll glaze them and finish them.
It's an amazing story.
Thanks for the follow, too. I got ribbies in my mouth, sorry.
Briskets are like $140 each right now here.
They're so expensive
It's
here, too,
absolute
dude.
bullshit.
So, this week, what did we do for the deal anyways? We got Papa John's this week. I was at work. Sam messaged me. Pizza's gonna be at home for $6.37. I said, perfect, sounds good. I don't have to cook dinner. I already cooked for someone else. Thanks, Panda Bear, for the follow. Welcome in.
Hey, you've been getting cooked for during
I've been
work.
doing amazing, it's true. I'm telling the story.
Okay,
He wants me to tell the story and he doesn't like my version of it. So he gets these Papa John pizzas on like a good sale. What did you get? It was on happy hour first.
Yeah, and then an extra 30%.
And then an extra 30% off. Like, I don't really like Papa John's. It's not the best, but as long as there's stuffed crust, I think it'll be okay. But anyways, the pizzas arrived. We start eating them. Mine's just regular. I got a Hawaiian pizza and he got like a meat lovers. Okay, sounds good. I eat a couple pieces of mine. Like, yeah, it's okay. Not the greatest pizza I've ever had by any means. Look over at Sam's pizza in his box. And it's just like he munched it all up into little squares from when they cut the triangle pieces. I'm so confused at this point. Like, how has this happened in the time that I've literally eaten 2 pieces of pizza? How did you make this happen? And I'm like, why are you like this? I'm like seriously concerned about him. But then I realized, I was like, wait, Papa John's, you can order the pizza square cut. So it wasn't Sambo being weird. Even though we all know he has weird eating tendencies, that was not on him. It was pretty hilarious though. Bong says, is that why my friend who does a barbecue restaurant charges $30 for a brisket plate? Yes. Yeah. That is the reason. Did I hear the oven beep while I told the story? Nobody can answer me? Okay.
What?
Did the oven beep as I was telling the story?
I don't know.
Should have put mustard on it, Titan says. Right?
I think it did.
Okay, so important thing before the pies go in. We're going 425 Fahrenheit for the first, I'm going to do 15 minutes because these are smaller. And then we turn it down to 375 Fahrenheit after that. I think these took about 40 minutes to bake fully last time, so let's see where we end up. What is wrong with you? Like, why do you even go on the internet just to be mean to people? Like, please just carry on. Thanks and have a good day. So bad. Okay. So 15 minutes on the clock. I mean, when you've been on this platform for, I'm coming up to 7 years now, that's my response. That's my response. And then everyone else is way meaner than me. So yeah, I just say my part. Scoots report, guys, it's hard to ban people on mobile. It's okay, Scoots, you're not the only mod. We got it. But I love you, Scoots.
It's not actually just hold the name and then hit ban.
Sam says just hold the name and then press ban on the mod mobile. Now we know. Okay, I'm gonna read this recipe for the glaze. Excuse me. Oh, Scoots banned him. Nice. She did get there. Alright, for the glaze. You can't really have honey garlic without both of those ingredients. So definitely there's honey and garlic. And then soy sauce, lime juice or lemon juice. I think I have both. A little bit of ginger again. And that's it, guys, to make the glaze. So let me see. It does cook a little bit, it says. That's okay though, because we have to let the pies cook a touch too until we can broil the ribs with the glaze. So they do say to thicken it, and then I will also tell you this. As far as glazes go, a lot of the time, especially if they are based with sugar and soy sauce and vinegar, you have to think about the more you reduce that glaze altogether, there's no water or anything in there. The saltier and saltier and saltier it's gonna get the whole time. So a lot of the times I like to just make a glaze with all of those ingredients, and then you can just make a cornstarch slurry to thicken it to whatever consistency you want. Up to you, but I find waiting to reduce that sort of stuff on the stove, you just usually end up with it being really salty, and it takes forever to make it into like a syrupy consistency. Bonk wants to unban the person just to scold them. White dove. You guys are worse than me. Okay, let's get a little bowl. Mix it all up. We're going to microplane the garlic. Where did I put that container with the ginger? Oh, just back in here. Okay. We might need some extra garlic, but we'll start with that. Half a lemon. Does a lime still exist? Limes don't exist, so lemon it is. If you didn't want to do citrus, I think rice vinegar would be yummy too. Bella Ann 26, thanks for that follow. Honey. Soy sauce. I'm gonna do a little bit of coconut sugar. And don't ask me what's going on upstairs. Sounds scary. Hello there. You came in at the drama time. We don't often have drama here, but every now and then, some people that are not part of our community try and start it. And that's okay. You just carry on. I mean, you kind of have to, at the end of the day, love the haters. Because they still chose to bring their energy here. No matter, I guess, if it was dark or not. Thanks, FCB! 4. We're almost at the 4-year mark. 46 months in a row, my guy. How was your week? Hopefully not working too hard, I know you. Mish, the person just thought, hey, it's Feral Friday. We seen Kate post the meme before, so let's see. We need a 1/4 cup of honey, and mine is crystallized, so we'll probably microwave it once we get it measured. And then, like 1/2 cup of soy sauce, that's a lot. I might dial that back just a bit. But I'll let you decide for yourself. So basically we're making like a soy garlic ginger glaze. You've been somewhat busy? Okay, so this is what I mean when the honey is crystallized. But don't worry, you can melt it back to liquid. It's a-okay. This will usually happen with natural honey. So 1/4 cup, they said, of that. And then we'll just loosen that off and then maybe do like a 30-second increment in the microwave. You're a very, very small streamer, but you get them too. Oh, I will say, like, when I first started streaming in 2018, we used to get so much trolls. It's usually something related to your voice. That's all they can really, like, get from you, though, is, like, how you look and or sound, right? Because they don't know you as a person otherwise. Luckily, hopefully, that they'll, like, dig into you emotionally or mentally. Nice, that worked so good. The start of our honey and our garlics. Thanks, FCB. Gifting the sub to someone new to our community, Bella Ann 26. Welcome to the kitchen crew. We do cooking mostly here, all sorts of other things. But if you enjoy cooking, please settle in. We like to learn a bunch all together here. Okay, I need another microplane, guys, because we already made the other one dirty. And then I put it in the sink. So our ginger out of the freezer. Just go right into the bowl. And actually, maybe I'm gonna trim just a couple of these nubs that are discolored before we grate it. I usually don't peel the ginger fully unless it's discolored. You're learning new recipes? Yeah, like I'm assuming if you're a streamer you use Discord, but maybe not. If you do though, more than welcome to join our Discord channel. We have so much recipes there from over the years, both from myself and other community members. There's new stuff being posted in there all the time. And then guys, tomorrow, I forgot to set up the poll today, but we can do it on tomorrow's stream. We'll be waiting for our HelloFresh box to come in. It's at anywhere from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. And then Sunday we have a sponsored stream from HelloFresh. Time to check out some new recipes from them. It's been a while. They got us a new code for you guys. Okay, we'll stop there on the ginger. That's about a teaspoon. And then let's peel up these, looks about 4 garlic cloves. These small ones are gonna be really difficult to grate, so I probably won't attempt that. And then we know that fresh garlic and ginger too, we can say, is quite a strong flavor. So I guess just don't go too crazy with it. You're assuming it's just for Canada Scoots? It is this time. I asked my, let's say, rep. I guess I don't know what to call them. But yeah, I asked the rep if we could get some other codes for other countries other than Canada, and they said, unfortunately, with this sponsorship, it was only for Canada. But I'll keep trying. I'm gonna ask him again, because I'm not sure if he really understood the full question I was asking. Like, I think he thought I was asking for, like, some free box codes to, like, give away boxes to you guys. So I'm gonna rephrase it and see what he says again. I know, I asked for Mish. Because I know some of you would like to try it. And, like, all of the recipes we picked for this week look so good. So tomorrow we're gonna do a poll on stream to decide all together what our first meal is gonna be to cook. You watch other streamers from Canada too, and they all hear the same thing when they ask. You'd think that they would make it, like, universal, right? Especially if you're, like, sponsoring a streamer that has a global audience, it would be smart on their end. Like, if the audience asks, that's a no-brainer in my mind. But maybe there's more to it than we know. I'm sure that's how it is. How did I get the sponsor? I get emails, usually for my sponsorships, from different companies that work with the brands and represent them. And then those companies go out to find the content creators that produce content related to that sponsorship. And then you have the choice whether you say yes or no. I don't know exactly how they find me though. I'm assuming it's mostly through Twitch. But that is why it's important to use other social media outlets for yourself. All right, now we're gonna put that garlic in the freezer. I say the freezer and then I just open the fridge. Okay, we got the honey, garlic, and ginger in here so far. Let's juice our half lemon, balance this all out. You stream cooking and never heard about it? I'm trying to think of the first time HelloFresh ever sponsored me. I think it was a couple years ago now, actually. I've also done Chef's Plate. If you are looking for sponsorships related to food and streaming, that was a really good one as far as meal prep boxes go. Oh yeah, I guess if you're American and use Stream Elements, they partner usually with HelloFresh or Factor 75. But nothing's ever available for Canadians that way. HelloFresh, Pal says. They should change the name. Okay. Little bit of depth of flavor. Some coconut sugar. I am Canadian. Sorry if you missed me saying that earlier. I'm gonna just do a couple teaspoons. Let's just do a tablespoon of the coconut sugar. I live in Alberta. Our soya sauce. Now you can give that a taste once it's all mixed together. Hi, Bob. I hope you're having a good Friday. Pies are in the oven. We're making a glaze for the ribbies, and then we just gotta get some rice on and boil some corn. I'm your neighbor then? Where? Oh, you're in BC? We used to live there. That's where actually I started streaming. On Vancouver Island. And then we've slowly made our way back here. Mmm. I'm gonna let Samo taste it, but I think it's good. He crinkled his eyebrows and nose and then nodded his head. Cash money. You're just outside of Vancouver. We used to live there. Once upon a time. We chefed it up over there. Pretty amazing place to live. Although I can't live there anymore on a chef's salary, unfortunately. That glaze is delicious, guys. The ginger and garlic. And even the flavor of the lemon juice, you get that little hint. It's almost like if anyone's ever had ponzu, it kind of is very similar to ponzu. So now, I think we should thicken this with a cornstarch slurry. Transfer it to a small pot. What? What is? There's cornstarch in the fridge?
Yeah.
Oh. Is there other stuff in it though? I kind of need it like cleaned, you know? Your husband's a chef, or he was? Bob, we had to leave because of warrants. Warrants for our arrest. Okay, so we're gonna put this on a little bit of heat. family is in Canmore and Calgary. We actually have one of our goals right now. I don't know how you're watching, if you can see it, but our bit goal is for an IRL stream down in Calgary. So we haven't been there in a while. And we have some friends down there. Okay. Cornstarch-o. And then I'm also gonna bring the rice over while I'm here and get that started while we wait for this. I gotta DM Mish. She'll deal with my warrant that I have out. So if nobody knows what a cornstarch slurry is, it's when you mix cornstarch with just a little bit of water to help thicken a sauce, and you need that barrier with the water, otherwise it's gonna go lumpy. And you'll have really weird texture inside of that. So that should be more than enough for the amount of glaze that we're making. And then just enough water until you can like pour it. It's liquidy. Will I move back to Victoria again? Little Baby Kittens is asking. There's something that will always, I think, draw us back out there to the island. Look, we have lots of friends and stuff there still, right? That I would love to go visit and stuff. I don't know if I'll live there again, but I would love to always go back and be able to visit. It's super overpriced, totally. But if I could afford it, let's say, I would. No brainer. Getting a pot for the rice. We used all of the pots today and pans. I can't even make this up. We're so zoomed in. This is wild. Back it up. What do you want, Sambo? A 2 cup of rice? So we're gonna do 2 cups of rice, guys. That means 4 cups worth of water is what we'll need.
I did 3 cups the other day.
You did 3?
That was what I made the other day.
Whoa.
Not 3 cups of rice. 1 cup of rice. 2 cups of water.
Oh, okay.
I made 3 cups.
Oh, I get it. Were we affected by Jasper fires? We weren't, but we have a bunch of friends that were. Which is really sad. Okay, stovetop time, my people. Got a couple things to cook on up. Bob, I was sad today when I went to the store to try and go get the corn on the cob that's local and on sale in the flyer. They had none. So then I had to get frozen corn. Because I wasn't driving another 15 minutes just to find corn on the cob. Guess we can come a bit closer. Okay, so the rice I always toast dry. How's that view? Go up a little bit more. There. And then as the rice is toasting, I will stir it. And then let's also turn on our glaze here to medium heat. I'm not gonna use that spoon for stirring because I don't want to scratch my pot. But we'll know that the rice is getting toasted as the kernels turn more white. So as we wait for that, I'll get some water. What is that noise I keep hearing? What? Okay. So a slurry does the same thing as a roux, you mean? To thicken? Yes. I mean, let's say similar, because they're definitely not the same ingredients at all. I would always suggest using a slurry for things that you want to have a clear look to them, like sauces, glazes, sort of things like that. Whereas you use a roux more for like creamy things that are more milky, because that's how it turns out with the flour and butter. Whereas when you cook the cornstarch, it goes clear. You could use it for stuff like gravies as well. And I usually toast the rice until about half of the kernels are white. And then we can pour in the water. The pies are looking really good, guys. I'm gonna turn the oven down now to 375. The crust looks awesome. Yeah. I'm gonna set, I think, a 10-minute timer from here on out to check them. So I just have the slurry here. So whenever this comes up to a simmer, you always want whatever you are thickening with the slurry to be simmering first before you add the cornstarch in. And then once that's thickened, we can just spoon it right over the ribs. And I mean, you could eat it fresh from there, just like that. Or if you want it more glazed, put it under the broiler. Everyone have some water. Okay, and then the last thing I'm just gonna prep is for our corn. I don't know if we're gonna get to the corn today. Sam, will you want the corn? I think we should eat the salad later first. Guys, I don't think we're gonna corning it today. I'm getting too warm and antsy. We really heated it up in here today. Okay, rice is almost toasted. We're gonna pour in some water. Scoot's like, how long have you been cooking for? I'm getting hot and I'm getting antsy. And maybe that's just because I'm a little hungry, Scoots, too. Sometimes that's what happens. Okay, we got our 2 cups of rice, 4 cups of water. Gonna give it a little stir. Oops. Don't put the water down the side of the pot. Scary sounds will happen. I don't love this pot for rice because I can't see through the lid if it's gonna boil over. Risky. Sometimes I'll just leave it perched like that. Okay, so that will take about 15-20 minutes. Our glaze simmering on up over here. I'm gonna switch to a little whisk as we add our slurry. Keep this spoon for tasting. Maybe we'll be able to do the corn next week when I can actually find the corn on the cob that I wanted. Okay, so we want to be stirring this the whole time as we pour the slurry. And I just pour a little at a time. And see the consistency we get. Even that's weird. Hello? Turn it up more. It stopped simmering for whatever reason. We're coming back. There. Alright. I just turned it down too much. So even just my little bit that we added at first. This is almost glaze consistency already. Do a little bit more. A little bit more. That's probably gonna be good. One more small amount. Okay, nice. Whew. The pot handle is really hot. Hot pot. Take that off of the burner so it doesn't actually burn to the pot, and I just wanted to show you how it looks now. So yes, it's molten, but all good stuff. So we're gonna go right from here. I might have made it a touch too thick. The smallest amount of water. We'll go right from there onto the ribs. Napalm! It would, like, burn your face off. Oh, man. I can't even imagine if you stuck your fingy in there to taste it. So now we'll come back over just for the rice. Is it simmering yet? Almost. Good things are happening. Is that a blondie I see? How's it going, dude? Did you have a good week? Okay, put this on a trivet because it's really, really hot. Nice dark glaze. Just while we bring the ribs over. And you could either use like a pastry brush to get the glaze on. Up to you. Or just spoon it. Let's see what works the best. I feel like a spoon will be the best option. Mmm. The flavor of the ginger and garlic now that it cooked a bit. Look at that. And put a little bit on each rib and then spread it out after, right? But we want to make sure everyone gets coated. I think we'll have more than enough, actually. That guy on chat. Hello. Welcome in. How's your day going today? We're gonna have lots of sauce, guys. No shortage. All that goodness is gonna soak in under the broiler. Okay. Get them coated. Your day was good? Nice. Did you get up to anything fun? The pot's almost done. But we know this glaze is not going to be running off the ribs. It's stuck right on there. Where's our brush? I don't think it would work that good. Like, my pastry brush is a silicone bob. And I find that nothing actually sticks to it. Or it just, like, leaves the swipes of the little silicone bits in the glaze when you brush it on. So I just use the back of this spoon. Like if you use a flat spoon, pretty easy to distribute the glaze this way, as you can see. Peeking over my shoulder, it sounds like the rice is coming up. Okay, so basically all of the edges of the ribs are coated, the top layer. That's our rice. It's up now. Rice is up. Holy, those look good. A barbecue sauce spreading brush. This is getting made, Bob says. I normally use a homemade barbecue sauce, but this looks amazing. This glaze was so easy to make. I didn't even really follow the recipe. That rice is crazy, guys. But yeah, just the taste of the ribs after they were pressure cooked, it was already tasting like pulled pork. That's why Sam's like, this doesn't even really need a sauce. But like, I feel like we need the sauce. Okay, I'm putting the cornstarch back and then we'll peek at the pies. Excuse me. Sometimes I feel like we make too many honey garlic things on stream, but I don't think that could exist. The pies are cooking along. I guess how I can determine where they're at is to take internal temp. But it looks like the juices are just starting to bake up and out. And yeah, they're registering 150 internal. You usually gotta wait for those fruit juices to be bubbling until those pies are baked through. Recipes are just mostly guidelines anyhow. Also that bonk. Let's do a 7-minute timer. Maybe we'll check them in 5. Dude. Yeah, pal. Unless you're baking. It's true. Okay, I'm gonna change this title. Because corn is not existing today. That rice seems like it's cooking really quick. I'm gonna just turn it down a touch now and get this lid back on. There's a good steam hole on this Le Creuset where it won't blow the whole thing off from the pressure. But I do still want to make that yummy corn recipe that I linked. Just gotta go searching, hunting. Okay, plates. It'll look awesome on this. Kind of like a diner style plate. Just kind of listening to this rice back here. It's crackling as it finishes cooking. We got our spoon for the rice. I guess we'll just end up straining this stock from the pork ribs from the pressure cooker. We'll just strain it back into the container with the stock. That person is partying. Oh no! They're going to turbulence! Can you guys hear it? Sam used to crank that song when we worked in the kitchen. Definitely a Friday song. Okay, now we're going to peek that we steamed this rice up a bit more. How much liquid? Okay, there's still liquid left in the bottom. Don't disturb it too much. Just put the lid back on. It's not ready yet. All the hard stuff of the day is complete. Bob! That's not a peek. You checked out the undercarriage. I went full underneath. It's true. Gotta see what's happening under there. We're wildin'. I really made a mess of the dish situation in the kitchen today. But I think it looks worse than it actually is. It's just really stacked terribly in the sink. And now it looks scary a bit. Need some tongs for these ribbies once they're done. And I think that's pretty much it. 2 minutes on those pies. Okay, so the juice in the pies that I was talking about, bubbling up, the fruit juices and the syrup that we created, there's not more than there was when we checked last time, so I think that they're actually good to go. I'll probably sneak the broiler on. I haven't showed you guys them yet, though. I'll show you them. I'll probably even leave the pastry a touch under the broiler for the top. I just use a deck oven, but this is how they turned out. The peaches didn't even cook down that much either. They actually look crazy. So I'm gonna leave those in the oven as we finish broiling the ribs. They look so perfect. Broiler on. Riblies in. Close as you can to the top element. And then leave that door popped open. One more check. Oh yeah, look at those rice kernels are like sticking up now. And all of the liquid is gone from the bottom of the pot. Turn her off. Put the lid on. And then we're gonna take it off of the direct heat. Just onto another set. Ta-da! Now we just wait for the broiler of the ribbies. Completed. Thinking about, is there anything else we need? That's it, guys. Amazing. Might try and find one more hot cloth. Just because broiler things are 1,000 of degrees hot. I feel like one cloth might not be safe enough. Feta? Hello. Is there feta on this stream? Unbelievable if there isn't. Probably just gonna unsub. Feta doesn't even exist in the house. Still niche. I got matzah, Asiago, cream cheese. I think that's actually it. The cheese drawer is looking slim. It's looking sad. Need more feta in our life. a peach and feta pie. One thing I was thinking about making, maybe next week we'll make some small versions of them too, I wonder. Tomato pie. We made those once before, and they were so delicious. And it's also a dish that not many people have heard of or even had. I've not been very nice to Mish tonight. No feta. We called the cops. Is she forgetting anything? Well, there was that one time that you told me about freezer garlic, but I didn't listen. There's no bubbling on the ribs yet, but the element is red hot. Orange even. So we're just waiting for that glaze to adhere and to reheat everything. I'm so excited. Sambo's ready?
Yeah.
What else we need? Need some like garnishy bits. I got some green onions I thought would be yummy on the rice. Well, that's pretty much it, guys, I think, for condiments. Pal. You gotta speak up. You gotta be louder. Bella says, do you ever make beef Wellington? We have made this on stream. It's been years, but I remember making it. Okay, now there's a little bit of sizzling happening and bubbling on the ribs. Just want to make sure that I don't burn them as we chat here. But one of my favorite things about Discord is that you can always like search back for things of the past. So if I search beef Wellington, we'll see the date that it was last made. So the last time I posted a recipe from beef Wellington, a Gordon Ramsay one, which is the only one I use, was 2022, March 4th. Sometimes you gotta bring it away from in the oven so it's hard to see. Okay, one more moment on those, and they're done. Probably just turn it off. You made Wellington the first time on stream last weekend. It was fun but hard. I think that's a great way to describe that recipe. It's definitely a thing not many people want to make themselves, but good to know how to make, because maybe you could make it for other people. Last one you remember, pal, back in the old house. Did I do the fancy netting on the outside with the puff pastry? How do you remember this? This one note I just seen in Discord. Are you ready for this, guys? March 23rd, 2018. It was a Samo post. He posted a link to the Twitch site and said, my girlfriend's making pizza tonight. If you guys want to learn how to make it, enjoy. Back when I was just a girlfriend. My girlfriend's making pizza tonight on Twitch. What? Let's get these out. It's time to get ribbed up. Oh, and the pies will come out to rest too. Right? Now I'm an ex-girlfriend. Mish, March 4th, 2022. We did just palm fried and Brussels sprouts. Yum. Oh my gosh. I guess the camera died? Hello? What? We heated it up too much in here, chat. And we're back. We're married for how long? You just had your 11th year. We got married live on stream because it was a COVID wedding in 2020. So we're just over 4-year anniversary wedding. That's how they turned out for Bob. If Bob wants to know, because he said he's gonna make these. That's them. And then we'll also do a close-up. Like, I like darker pastry, but I guess not everyone does. So you could probably stop baking the pies here. And if they want it darker, little ovenized to heat it back up. That's how they turned out. So not too much liquid cooked out of them. And then they also didn't cook the fruit down too much, where it looks like you didn't fill them enough. Labor of love. Oh, we went sideways after all that too. Nice. Okay. If you were a guest, you came at the exact right time. Shaq, you did. You just saw all of the good things we made today. It's always so dark when we plate. So I crank the lights up. It's rice time. Sambo's gonna come here when we're done plating and eat with us. We're gonna start with the rice. I think I'll do just a little sprinkle of some green onions on the rice. This is our fluffy jasmine rice. Can you guys kind of tell how the kernels fluff up the way that we cook this? Also kind of see or tell when I scoop into it, nothing's stuck together. Really, really beautiful. And then it's nutty tasting because we toasted the rice kernels. Too bad we didn't have extra glaze from the ribbies for the rice. But I think it'll eat together so good. You asked the wife if you could do the ribs different next time. She said why? Bob just said honey garlic, and she said yes, please. Because, yeah, like you said, you usually do... I guess that's stuck on the plate. A homemade barbecue sauce rib. But it is good to switch it up. Because I'm always a homemade barbecue sauce rib person, too. Something about honey garlic. I don't know what to say. All of these ribby bits are good. So don't feel like one piece is better than the other. Just do a mix of everything. And for ease of eating, like, it's basically already pre-cut up, right? I love a scoop and serve meals. You gotta come closer, it looks so dark. I am so salivating right now. It's crazy. That's it. It's tasty looking. What a simple meal. You want to toss everything back under the broiler again, Bob? Sambo! You know that I would say go for it. You're going back under the broiler. I didn't want to go too much longer because I don't know if you can see, but it was starting to just slightly char the glaze. So I didn't want it to burn and then maybe taste bitter, right? Broiled rice. It's the real Tony Montana. We know him. How's it going? Wait, Shakt, it looks so tempting. I had to make the Baldak fire chicken. I love it spicy, so you made it with the half cup of chili flakes? Holy dang, was that hot and so delicious. You're crazy and I love you for that. It's really hot. It's really hot. Just a little green onion. If I had some garlic oil for the rice. Oh, wait! This is what we're missing. We need a spoon. The dredges from the pot. The pot braising dredges. You say yeah? Oh! I don't know why I made that noise. Oh. Okay, now though, we've come full circle. The rice, even though it was just seasoned pork and chicken broth in that pot, that's honestly all you need. Just glaze it. Like, look at that now. It's shimmering. Samo's gonna crush his rice, we all know that, and then get into his ribs, but I'm gonna get into ribby. They are just cool enough to hold. Look at that. And you know the glaze is good. The rice is sticking. It's falling apart. This is a weird cartilage piece, guys. Don't mind me like pulling it apart. Okay. The rest. I just want to try and pick this bone out for you guys to show. That's how clean that comes out. 45 minutes in the pressure cooker. You could go make a rib witch if you wanted. Veggies going first. Rice is a veggie. It's so good, guys. I would always suggest side ribs for this, just because they're more fatty than back ribs. I couldn't have made the glaze better. Scoots. It's really good. Sambo?
Yep.
What is it?
Yep.
I dropped it, I know. I guess that's your bonus. Ah! Everything's sticky and delicious. Ah! We're deboning? Hi, it's really good and I died. I couldn't have made them better. Okay? Look at my face, I'm so sweaty now. That's why I said I'm not making corn. Guys, that was the stream. We did it. I don't want to eat anymore because I'm just going to get really messy and then I can't do raid things. I'm leaking. Okay, but also one more I want to show you. This one rib that I took apart. Look at how juicy it is underneath where I took the meat away. Oh my god. How did that turn out that good? I think I was getting hangry. Well, that's what happens, right? If you don't fill your own tank, how are you supposed to fill other people's? What happens when the car runs on fumes? Does it sound happy? Can we say that's a finger licking good? There's no meat even left on the bones. You gotta show them the pile. Those might be the cleanest rib bones I've ever seen. That is one rule, Mish, of our marriage. That we're not allowed to let each other get hangry. That's a marital rule. Yes, you're going to the other one? He wants to show you in the other view. That's what's left. That's the Samo plate. Ribs and rice. Where am I dropping you off? We've had so many awesome raids today. Where do we want to go? Samo's so happy. Excuse me. Culture food for the chef. Oh, thank you.
Fucking right.
We got a Minnesota Taz cooking Cajun food for English friends. We're going to go see that. I miss Taz. I haven't seen him in forever. The Minions making peach cobbler right now.
Till tomorrow for a fact?
We can maybe sneak one, but you know the rules. Sam's middle name is Hoover? It might be. Oh, it's definitely a chef's thing, eating standing every time. Ah! There's rice bits on the floor and it went on my toe. I don't like the feeling of it. Alright, let's get this raid set up, guys. We will be back tomorrow, 11 a.m. Pacific. And we won't be here. We're gonna be out and about doing an IRL farmers market stream. Actually, the largest outdoor farmers market in the country of Canada. We've been there before. Some of you may remember. Did we go last year or the year before? We always try to go at least once a year though, so I thought tomorrow would be a fun one. It's always on Saturdays. And yeah, it's huge. It's supposed to be not too hot tomorrow, not rainy, just like perfect walking around, hanging out weather with stream. Don't make you look it up. What? The market? Little Mama Silva, bros came in the diner this morning. They both ordered the monster omelet, 12 eggs. Triple steak, peppers, onions topped with a tapatio and Mexican crema aioli. Yes, please. Shacked. Okay. This is the market we're going to. If you guys want to Google it, look it up. We will be live at the usual time, though. We'll try and start around 11 a.m. Pacific. Straight from the market, so there will not be a starting soon screen. St. Albert. That's where I grew up for 23 years of my life. Doggo? Maybe.
And then I stole
Scoot
her
says
away
bye.
from St. Albert.
Okay, guys. Thank you so much for being here today. Thank you for the wonderful raids and all the new follows as well. We had a Recipe Reborn raid. Who else did we have? I can't even keep up sometimes.
TV Bubs?
Oh yeah, a Bubs raid even? A rare occurrence. Alright. You know where to find me if you need anything. Discord. I'm getting ready to hit this button. Let's go see Taz, because we haven't in forever. One of our other favorite food and drink streamers. If you want any of the recipes we made from today, they're in Discord too. And tomorrow, oh no! Do we have to do an on-the-road peach pie tasting, I guess? On-the-road peach pie tasting will be done tomorrow.
With fresh sauce there?
Maybe we can find ice cream at the market. It's happening. Okay, love y'all. Bye!
Bye.